I do not have, I need to request record permission from the meeting host.
Let's see if that.
Or you can hit record.
Yeah, I hit record. We're good.
Okay.
Good on there.
Then we can start with Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Justice Shallow, Slender, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Sir Hugh, persuade me not. I will make a Star Chamber matter of it. If he were 20 Sir John Falstaffs, he shall not abuse Roberta Shallow, Esquire.
In the county of Gloucester, Justice of Peace and Quorum.
I, Cousin Slender, and Castellorum.
I, and Rodalorum too, and a gentleman born. Master Parson, who writes himself Amigero in any bill, warrant, quittance, or obligation. Armigero.
Aye, that I do, and have done any time these 300 years.
All his successors gone before him have done it, and all his ancestors come after him may. They may get the dozen white luces in their coat.
It is an old coat.
Dozen white louses do become an old coat well. It agrees well, peasant. It is a familiar beast to man and signifies love.
The loose is the fresh fish. The salt fish is an old coat.
I may court a cause.
You may, by marrying.
It is marrying indeed, if you quarter it.
Not a whit.
Yes, proud lady, if he has a quarter of your coat, there is but 3 skirts for yourself in my simple conjurers. That is all one. If Sir John Falstaff has committed desperations meant unto you, I am of the church, and will be glad to do my benevolence to make atonement and compromises you between you.
The council shall hear it. It is a riot.
It is not met with the council here a riot. There is no fear of God in a riot. The council, look here, shall desire to hear the fear of God and not to hear a riot. Take your vestments in it.
Oh, my life, if I were young again, the sword should end it.
It is better that friends is the sword and end it. And there is also another device in my plan, which adventure brings good discretions in it. There is Anne Page, which is the daughter of Master Thomas Page, which is pretty virginity.
Mistress Anne Page, she has brown hair and speaks small like a woman.
It is that very person for all the world, as just as you will desire. A 700 pounds of money, gold and silver, is her grandsire upon his deathbed. God deliver to a joyful resurrections. Give that when she is able to overtake 17 years old, it was a good motion if we leave our prebles and pravels in a desired marriage between Master Abraham and Mistress Anne Page.
Did her grandsire leave her 700 pounds?
Aye, and her father make her a better penny.
I know the young gentlewoman. She has good gifts.
700 pounds and possibilities is good gifts.
Well, let us see, honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Shall I tell you a lie? I do despise a liar as I do despise one that is false, or as I despise one that is not true. The night Sir John is there, I beseech you, be ruled by your well-willers. I'll repeat the door for Master Page. What so? God bless your house.
Who's there?
Here's God's blessing and your friend and Justice Shallow, and here young Master Slender, that pre-adventure shall tell you another tale, if matters grow to your likings.
Enter Master Page.
I'm glad to see your worships well. I thank you for my venison, Master Shallow.
Master Page, I am glad to see you. Much good do it your good heart. I wish your venison better, it was ill killed. How doth good Mistress Page? And I thank you always with my heart, with my heart.
Sir, I thank you.
Sir, I thank you. By yea and no, I do.
I'm glad to see you, good Master Slender.
How does your follow greyhound, sir? I heard say he was out run on Cotsall.
You could not be judged, sir.
You'll not confess. You'll not confess.
That he will not. 'Tis your fault, 'tis your fault, 'tis a good dog.
A cur, sir.
Sir, he's a good dog and a fair dog. Can there be more said? He is good and fair. Is Sir John Falstaff here?
Sir, he is within, and would I could do a good office between you.
It is spoke as the Christians ought to speak.
He hath wronged me, Master Page.
Sir, he doth in some sort confess it.
If it be confessed, it is not redressed. Is not that so, Master Page? He hath wronged me, indeed he hath. At a word he hath, believe me. Robert Shallow, Esquire, saith he is wronged.
Enter Sir John Falstaff, Bardolph, Nym, and Pistol.
Here comes Sir John.
Now, Master Shallow, you'll complain of me to the king?
Knight, you have beaten my men, killed my deer, and broke open my lodge.
But not kissed your keeper's daughter.
Tut, a pen. This shall be answered.
I will answer it straight. I have done all this. That is now answered.
The council shall know this.
'Twere better for you if it were known in council. You'll be laughed at.
And caverbas, good sir. John, good words.
Good warts, good cabbage. Slender, I broke your head. What matter have you against me?
Marry, sir, I have matter in my head against you and against your coney-catching rascal, Bardolph, Nym, and Pistol.
You Banbury cheese.
Aye, it is no matter.
How now, Mephistopheles?
Aye, it is no matter.
Slice, I say. Palka, palka, slice. That's my humor.
We're simple, my man. Can you tell, cousin?
Peace, I pray you. Now let us understand that there is 3 umpires in this matter, as I understand. That is Master Page, Phildelchist Master Page, and there is myself, Phildelchist myself, and 3 parties as is lastly and finally mine host of the Garter.
We 3 to hear it and end it between them.
Very good. I will make a brief of it in my notebook. I can't do this. We will afterwards urge upon the cause with great as discreetly as we can.
Pistol?
He hears with ears.
The devil in the tam with phrases in this. He hears with ear. Why? Is it infections?
Pistol? Did you pick Master Slender's purse?
Aye, by these gloves did he, or I might never come in mine own great chamber again else. Of 7 groats and mill sixpences and 2 Edward shovel boards, it cost me 2 shillings and 2 pence apiece of yed miller by these gloves.
Is this true, Pistol?
No, it is false. It is a pig purse.
Mountain foreigner, no. Sir John and Mastermind, I come at challenge of this lantern Bilbo. Word of denial in thy labrys here, word of denial. Frovin scum thou liest.
By these gloves, then 'twas he.
Be advised, sir, and past good humors. I will say, merry trap with you. If you run the nuthook's humor on me, that is the very note of it.
By this hat, then, he in the red face had it. For though I cannot remember what I did when you made me drunk, yet I am not altogether an ass.
What say you, Scarlet and John?
Why, sir, for my part, I say the gentleman had drunk himself out of his 5 sentences.
It's his 5 senses. 5 with the ignorances.
And being fap, sir, as we say, cashiered, in conclusions past the carriers.
Aye, you spake in Latin then too. 'Tis no matter. I'll ne'er be drunk whilst I live again, but in honest, civil, godly company for this trick. If I be drunk, I'll be drunk with those who have the fear of God and not with drunken knaves.
So God fudge me. That is a virtuous mind.
You hear all these matters denied, gentlemen? You hear it?
Enter Anne Page with wine.
Nay, daughter, carry the wine in. We'll drink within.
Anne
Oh,
Page exits.
heaven, this is Mr. Sand Page.
Enter Mistress Ford and Mistress Page.
How now, Mistress Ford?
Mistress Ford, by my troth, you are very well met. By your leave, good mistress.
He kisses her.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, we have a hot venison pasty to dinner. Come, gentlemen, I hope we shall drink down all unkindness.
All but Slender, Shallow, and Sir Hugh exit.
I had rather than 40 shillings, I had my book of songs and sonnets here.
Enter Simple.
How now, Simple? Where have you been? I must wait on myself, must I? You have not the book of riddles about you, have you?
Book of riddles? Oh, why did you not lend it to Alice Shortcake upon All Hallowmas night, a fortnight after Michaelmas?
Come, cuz, we stay for you. A word with you, cuz. Marry this, coz. There is, as 'twere, a kind of tender, made afar off by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me?
Aye, sir, you shall find me reasonable. If it be so, I shall do that. That is reason.
Nay, but understand me.
So I do, sir.
Give ear to his motion, Master Slender. I will description the matter to you, if it be capacity of it.
Nay, I will do as my cousin Shallow says. I pray you, pardon me. The justice of peace in this country, simple though I stand here.
That is not the question. The question is concerning your marriage.
Aye, there's the point, sir.
Marry, it is the very point of it, to Mistress Anne Page.
Why, if it be so, I will marry her upon any reasonable demands.
But can you affection be the woman? Let us command to know that of your mouth or of your lips, for divers philosophers told that the lips is a part of the mouth. Therefore, precisely, can you carry your goodwill to the maid?
Cousin Abraham Slender, can you love her?
I hope so. I will do as it shall become one that would do reason.
Good Lord and his ladies, you must speak positible if you can carry her your desires towards her.
That you must. Will you, upon good dowry, marry her?
I will do a greater thing than that upon your request, cousin, in any reason.
Nay, conceive me, sweet coz. What I do is to pleasure you, coz. Can you love the maid?
I will marry her, sir, at your request. But if there be no great love in the beginning, yet heaven may decrease it upon better acquaintance, when we are married and have no more occasion to know one another. I hope upon familiarity will grow more content. But if you say, marry her, I will marry her, that I am freely dissolved and dissolutely.
It's a very discretion answer, save the fall is in the word dissolutely. The earth is according to our meaning resolutely. His meaning is good.
I think my cousin meant well.
Aye, or else I might be hanged. Blah.
Here comes fair Mistress Anne. Would I were young for your sake, Mistress Anne.
Marika, you're mute. Can't hear you.
Here we go. Sorry, the dinner's on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
I will wait on him, fair Mistress Anne.
Please do. I will not be the absence of the grace.
Will it please your worship to come in, sir?
No, I thank you forsooth heartily. I am very well.
The dinner attends you, sir.
I am not hungry. I thank you forsooth. Go, Sra. Oh, you are my man. Go wait upon my cousin Shallow. Justice of peace sometime may be beholding to his friend for a man. I keep but 3 men and a boy yet, till my mother be dead. But what though, that I live like a poor gentleman born?
I may not go in without your worship. They will not sit till you come.
Faith, I'll eat nothing. I thank you as much as though I did.
I pray you, sir, walk in.
I had rather walk here. I thank you. I bruised my shin the other day with playing at sword and dagger with the master of fence. 3 pennies for a dish of stewed prunes, and by my troth, I cannot abide the smell of hot meat since. Why do your dogs bark so? Be there bears at the town?
I think there are, sir. I heard them talked of.
I love the sport well, but I shall as soon quarrel at it as any man in England. You are afraid if you see the bear loose, are you not?
Indeed, sir.
That's meat and drink to me now. I have seen Sackerson lose 20 times, and I have taken him by the chain. But I warrant you, the women have so cried and shrieked at it that it passed. But women sweet could not abide them. They are very ill-favored rough things.
Enter page.
Come, gentle Master Slender, come, we stay for you.
I'll eat nothing, I thank you, sir.
Shall not chew, sir. Come, come.
Nay, pray you, look away.
Come on, sir.
Mistress Anne, yourself shall go first.
Not I, sir. Pray you keep on.
Truly, I will not go first. Truly, law, I will not do you that wrong.
I pray you, sir.
I'll rather be unmannerly than troublesome. You do yourself wrong indeed. Law.
They exit. Scene 2. Enter Sir Hugh Evans and Simple.
Go your ways and ask of Dr. CAIUS' house, which is the way. There dwells one Mistress Quickly, which is in the manner of his nurse, or his dry nurse, or his cook, or his laundry, his washer, or his ringer.
Well, sir?
Nay, it is better yet. Give her this letter. For it is a woman that altogether the acquaintance is Mistress Anne Page, and the letter is to desire and require her to solicit your master's desires to Mistress Anne Page. I pray you be gone. I will make an end of my dinner, and there pippins and cheese to come.
They exit. Act 1, Scene 3. Enter Falstaff, host, Bardolph, Nym, Pistol, and Page.
Mine host of the Garter.
What says my bully rook? Speak scholarly and wisely.
Truly, mine host, I must turn away some of my followers.
Discard bully Hercules. Cashier, let them wag. Trot, trot.
I sent it 10 pounds a week.
Thou art an emperor, Caesar, Kaiser, and Feeser. I will entertain Bardolph. He shall draw, he shall tap. Said I well, bully Hector?
Do so, good mine host.
I have spoke. Let him follow. Let me see thee, froth and lime. I am at a word, follow.
Bardolph, follow him. The tapster is good trade. An old cloak makes a new jerkin. A withered serving man a fresh tapster. Go, adieu.
It is the life that I have desired. I will thrive.
Pistol.
Oh, base Hungarian white, wilt thou the spigot weep?
Ah, he has gotten in drink. Is not the humor conceited?
I am glad I am so acquit of this tinderbox. His thefts were too often. His filching was like an unskillful singer. He kept not time.
Oh, the good humor is to steal at a minute's rest.
They, the wise call it steal. Ooh, a falco for the phrase.
Well, sirs, I am almost out at heels.
Why then let kibes ensue?
There is no remedy. I must coney catch. I must shift.
The ravens must have food.
Which of you know Ford of this town?
I ken the weight. He is of substance good.
My honest lads, I will tell you what I am about.
2 yards and more.
No quips now, Pistol. I am in the waist 2 yards about, but I am now about no waist. I'm about thrift. Briefly, I do mean to make love to Ford's wife. I spy entertainment in her. She discourses, she carves, she gives the leer of invitation. I can construe the action of her familiar style, and the hardest voice of her behavior to be Englished rightly is, I am Sir John Falstaff's.
He hath studied her well and translated her well out of honesty into English.
The anchor is deep. Will that humor pass?
Now, the report goes, she has all the rule of her husband's purse. She hath a legion of angels.
Many devils entertain into her boy, say I.
The humor rises. It is good. Humor me the angels.
I have writ here a letter to her, and here another to Page's wife, who even now gave me good eyes too, examined my parts with most judicious olilades. Sometimes the beam of her view gilded my foot, sometimes my portly belly.
Under the sun on dunghill shine.
I thank thee for that, Hubert.
Oh, she did course over my exteriors with such a greedy intention that the appetite of her eye did not seem to scorched me up like a burning glass. Here's another letter to her. She bears the purse too. She is a regent in Guyana, all gold and bounty. I will be cheaters to them both, and they shall be exchequers to me. They shall be my East and West Indies. I will trade to them both. Go, bear this letter to Mistress Page, and thou this to Mistress Ford. We will thrive, lads. We will thrive.
Shall I Sir Panders of Troy become, and by my side wear steel? Then Lucifer, take all.
I will run no base humor. Here, take the humor letter. I will keep the behavior of my reputation.
Sirrah, bear you these letters tightly. Sail like my pinnace to these golden shores. Rogues, hence, avant, vanish like hailstones, go. Trudge, plod away in the hoof, seek shelter, pack. Falstaff will learn the humor of the age. French thrift, you rogue, myself and skirted page.
Falstaff and Robin exit.
Vultures gripe thy guts, for Gordon full hold and high and low beguiles the rich and poor. Thou shalt have in pouch when thou shalt lack. Be frigid Turk.
I have operations which be humors of revenge.
Oh, what thou revenge?
By Welkin and her star.
With wit or steel?
With both the humors. I will discuss the humor of this love to Ford.
Knighted page shall eke unfold how Falstaff garwood vile, his dove will prove, his gold will hold, and his soft couch defile.
My humor shall not cool. I will incense Ford to deal with poison. I will possess him with yellowness, for the revolt of mine is dangerous. That is my true humor.
Thou art the Mars of malcontents. I second thee.
I am.
Troop on.
They exit. Scene 4. Enter Mistress Quickly and Simple.
What? John Rugby! I pray thee, go to the casement and see if you can find my master. Master Dr. CAIUS coming. If he do, in faith, I didn't find anybody in the house. Here will be an old abusing of God's patient and the king's English.
I'll go watch.
Go, and we'll have a posit for 'tis soon at night in faith, at the latter end of a sea-coal fire. An honest, willing, kind fellow as ever servant shall come in house withal, and I warrant you, no telltale nor no breed bait. His worst fault is that he is given to prayer. Oh, he is something peevish that way, but nobody but has his fault. But let that pass. Peter Simple, you say your name is?
I, for fault of a better.
Oh, and Master Slender's your master.
Oh, I, forsooth.
Does he not wear a great round beard like a glover's paring knife?
Oh, no, forsooth. He had but a little wee face with a little yellow-colored beard, a cane-colored beard.
A softly spirited man, is he not?
Oh, I, forsooth. But he is as tall a man of his hands as any is between this and his head. He hath fought with a warrener.
How you say? Oh, I should remember him. Does he not hold up his head, as it were, and strut in his gait?
Oh, aye, indeed does he.
Oh, well, heaven sent Anne Page no worse fortune. Tell Master Parson Evans I will do what I can for your master. Anne is a good girl, and I wish
Alas! Here comes my master.
Oh, we shall all be shent. Run in here. Good young man. Go into this closet. He will not stay long. What? John Rugby. John. What? John? I say, go, John. Go inquire for my master. I doubt he be not well, that he comes not home.
Rugby exit.
And down, down, down.
What is you saying? I do not like these toys. Pray you, don't invest me in my closet and put greener books. To intend for greener books.
I'll fetch it for you. I am glad he went not in himself. If he had found the young man, he would have been horn mad.
Ma foi, et faire ma fortune, j'ai de la cour et le grand affaire. C'est le point?
Is it, sir?
Oui, moi, c'est le monde des pockets. Dépêche, quickly. Where is that knave, Rugby?
What? John Rugby! John!
Here, sir.
Ah, you are John Rugby, and you are Jack Rugby. Take your rapier and come after my heel to the court.
'Tis ready, sir, here in the porch.
By my throat, I tear it too long. Odds me, bleu. There is some simples in my closet that I will not preserve. I shall leave behind.
Ay me! Oh, he'll find the young man there and be mad.
Oh, diable! What is in my closet? Villainy! Laron!
Oh.
Rugby, my rapier!
Oh, good master, be content.
Where shall I be content?
The young man is an honest man.
What shall the honest man do in my closet? There is no honest man that shall come in my closet.
I beseech you, be not so phlegmatic. Hear the truth of it. He came of an errand to me from Parson Hugh.
Well, I, forsooth, to desire her to...
Peace, I pray you.
Peace of your tongue. Speak of your tale.
To desire this honest gentleman, your maid, to speak a good word to Mistress Anne Page for my master in the way of marriage.
This is all indeed. No, but I'll ne'er put my finger in the fire and need not.
So Hugh send a you? Look, we ballet miss some paper. Tarry you little while.
I am glad he is so quiet. If he had been thoroughly moved, you should have heard him so loud and so melancholy. But notwithstanding, man, I'll do you, your master, what good I can. And the very yea and the no is the French doctor, my master. I may call him my master. Look you, for I keep his house, and I wash, wring, brew, bake, scour, dress, meat, and drink, make the beds, and do all myself.
Well, 'tis a great charge to come under one body's hand.
Are you advised of that? You shall find it a great charge, and to be up early and down late, but notwithstanding, to tell you in your ear, I would have no words of it. My master himself is in love with Mistress Anne Page, but notwithstanding that, I know Anne's mind. That's neither here nor there.
You, jackanap, give this letter to Sir Hugh. By God, it is a challenge. I will cut his throat in the park, and I will teach a scurvy jackanap priest to meddle or make. You may be gone. It is not good you tarry here. By God, I will cut all his 2 stones. By God, he shall not have a stone to throw at his dog.
Alas, he speaks but for his friend.
It is no matter of that. Do not tell me that I shall have Anne Page for myself. By God, I will kill the jack priest, and I have appointed man, hostage at terre, to host our weapon. By God, I will have Anne Page.
Oh, sir, the maid loves you, and all shall be well. We must give folks leave to parade. Oh, what the good year.
Rugby, come to the court with me. By God, if I have not Anne Page, I shall turn your head out of my door. Follow my heels, Rugby.
You shall have Anne. Fool's head of your own. No, I know Anne's mind for that. Never a woman in Windsor knows more of Anne's mind than I do, nor can do more than I do with her. I thank heaven.
Who's within there, ho?
Who's there, I row? Come near the house, I pray you.
How now, good woman, how dost thou?
The better that it pleases your good worship to ask.
What news? What does pretty Mistress Anne? How does pretty Mistress Anne?
In truth, sir, and she is pretty and honest and gentle and one that is your friend. I can tell you that, by the way, I praise heaven for it.
Shall I do any good, thinkst thou? Shall I not lose my suit?
Troth, sir, all is in his hands above, but notwithstanding, Master Fenton, I'll be sworn on a book she loves you. Have not your worship a ward above your eye?
Yes, marry have I. What of it?
Well, thereby hangs a tale. Good faith, it is such another Nan, but I detest an honest maid as ever broke bread. We had an hour's talk of that ward. I shall never laugh but in that maid's company. But indeed, she has given too much of Alicoli and amusing, but for you. Well, go to.
Well, I shall see her today. Hold, there's money for thee. Let me have thy voice in my behalf. If thou seest her before me, commend me.
Will I? In faith, that we will. And I will tell your worship more of the ward the next time we have confidence, and of other wooers.
Well, farewell. I am in great haste now.
Farewell to your worship. Truly, an honest gentleman, but Anne loves him not, for I know Anne's might as well as another does. Out upon it. What have I forgot?
She exits. Begin Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Mistress Page reading a letter.
What, have I escaped love letters in the holiday time for my beauty, and am I now a subject for them? Let me see. Ask me no reason why I love you, for I'll love, use reason for his precision. He admits him not for his counsel. You are not young, no more am I. Though then, there's sympathy. You are merry, so am I. Ha ha, then. There's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page. At the least, if the love of a soldier can suffice, that I love thee. I will not say pity me, 'tis not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me, by me. Thine own true knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might, for thee to fight, John FALSTAFF. What a Herod of Jewry is this, a wicked, wicked world. One that is not well nigh worn to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant. What unweighty behavior hath this Flemish drunkard picked with a devil's name out of my conversation, that he dares in this manner assay me? Why, he hath not been thrice in my company. What should I say to him? I was then frugal of my mirth. Heaven forgive me. Why, I'll exhibit a bill in the Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For revenge I will be, as sure as butts are made of pudding.
Mistress Page, trust me, I was going to your house.
And trust me, I was coming to you. You look very ill.
Nay, I'll never believe that. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but you do in my mind.
Well, I do then, yet I say I could show you to the contrary. Oh, Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
What's the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not for one trifling respect, I could come to such honor.
Hang the trifle, woman. Take the honor. What is it? Dispense with trifles. What is it?
If I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I could be knighted.
What thou liest, Sir Alice Ford? These knights will hack, and so thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight. Here, read. Perceive how I might be knighted. Oops. I shall think the worst of fat men as long as I have an eye to make difference of men's liking. And yet he would not swear, praised women's modesty, and gave such orderly and well-behaved reproof to all uncomeliness, that I would have sworn his disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. But they do no more adhere and keep place together than the 100th psalm to the tune of green sleeves. What tempest, I trow. Through this whale, with so many tons of oil in his belly, ashore at Windsor, how shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope till the wicked fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Oh, letter for letter, but that the name of page in 4 differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here's the twin brother of thy letters. But let thine inherit first, for I protest mine never shall. I warrant he hath 1,000 of these letters writ with blank space for different names, sure more, and these are the 2nd edition. He will print them out of doubt, for he cares not what he puts into the press when he would put us to. I had rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, I will find you 20 lascivious turtles ere one chaste man.
Why, this is the very same, the very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. It makes me almost ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one that I am not acquainted withal. For sure, unless he know some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this jury.
Boarding, call you it? I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I. If he come under my hatches, I'll never to see again. Let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, and lead him on with a fine baited delay, till he hath pawned his horses to mine host of the Garter.
Nay, I will consent to act any villainy against him that may not sully the chariness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter. It would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Why, look where he comes, and my good man too. He's as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that, I hope, is in an immeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy night. Come hither.
Well, I hope it not be so.
Hope is a colonel dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Why, sir, my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, both rich and poor, young and old. One with another 40 loves the gallantry. Or repent.
Love my wife.
With liver burning hot. Prevent her. Go, thou like Sir Actaeon, he with ringwood at thy heels. Odious is thy name.
What name, sir?
A horn, I say. Farewell. Take heed, have open eye, for thieves do foot by night. Take heed. Ere summer comes, our cuckoo birds do sing. Away, Sir Corporal Nym. Believe it, page. He speaks sense.
I will be patient. I will find out this.
And this is true. I like not the humor of lying. He hath wronged me in some humors. I should have borne the letter to her, but I have a sword, and it shall bite upon my necessity. He loves your wife. There's the short and the long. My name is Corporal Nym. I speak and I avouch. 'Tis true. My name is Nym, and Falstaff loves your wife. Adieu. I love not the humor of bread and cheese. Adieu.
The humor of it, quoth he. Here's a fellow frights English out of his wits.
I will seek out Falstaff.
I never heard such a drawing, affecting rogue.
If I do find it, well.
I would not believe such a Cataean, though the priest of the town commend him for true man.
'Tis a good sensible fellow. Well.
How now, Meg?
Whither you go, George? Hark you.
How now, sweet Frank? Why Why art thou melancholy?
I melancholy? I'm not melancholy. Get you home. Go.
Faith, thou hast some crochets in thy head now. Will you go, Mistress Page?
Have with you. You'll come to dinner. George, look who comes yonder. She shall be our messenger to this paltry night.
Trust me, I thought on her. She'll fit it.
You are come to see my daughter Anne?
I, forsooth, and I pray, how does good Mistress Anne?
Go in with us and see. We have an hour's talk with you.
How now, Master Ford?
You heard what this knave told me, didn't you?
Yes, and you heard what the other told me?
Do you think that there is truth in them?
Hang 'em, slaves. I do not think the knight would offer it. But these that accuse him and his intent toward our wives are a yoke of his discarded men. Very rogues. Now they be out of service.
Well, were they his men?
Marry, were they?
I like it, never the better for that. Does he lie at the Garter?
Aye, marry, does he? If he should intend this voyage toward my wife, I would turn her loose to him. And if he gets more of her than sharp words, let it lie on my head.
I do not misdoubt my wife. But I would be loath to turn them together. A man may be too confident. I would have nothing lie on my head. I cannot be thus satisfied.
Look where my ranting host of the Garter comes. There is either liquor in his pate or money in his purse when he there's either liquor in his pate or money in his purse when he looks so merrily. How now, mine host?
How now, Bully Rook? Thou art a gentleman. Cavaliero Justice, I say.
I follow, mine host, I follow. Good even and 20, good Master Page. Master Page, will you go with us? We have sport in hand.
Tell him, Cavaliero Justice. Tell him, Bully Rook.
Sir, there was a fray to be fought between Sir Hugh the Welsh priest and CAIUS the French doctor.
Good mine host of the Garter, word with you.
What sayest thou, my Bully Rook?
Will you go with us to behold it? My merry host hath had them measuring up their weapons, and I think hath appointed them contrary places. For believe me, I hear the parson is no jester. Hark, I will tell you what our sport shall be.
Hast thou no suit against my knight, my guest cavalier?
None, I protest, but I'll give you a pottle of burnt sack to give me recourse to him, and tell him my name is Brooke, but if only for a jest.
My hand, Bully. Thou shalt have egress and regress. Said I well? And thy name shall be Brooke. It is a merry night. Will you go, Amirs?
Have with you, mine host.
I've heard the Frenchman hath good skill in his rapier.
Sir, I could have told you more. In these times you stand on distance, your passes, staccatos, and I know not what. 'Tis the heart, Pastor Page. 'Tis here. 'Tis here. I have seen the time. With my long sword, I would have made you 4 tall fellows skip like rats.
Here, boys, here, here. Shall we wag?
Have with you. I'd rather hear them scold than fight.
Though Page be a secure fool, and stands so firmly on his wife's frailty, yet I cannot put off my opinion so easily. She was in his company at Page's house, and what they made there, I know not. Well, I will look further into it, and I have a disguise to sound Falstaff. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis labor well bestowed.
Scene 2. Enter Sir John Falstaff and Pistol.
I will not lend thee a penny.
Why then, the world's mine oyster. With a sword I will open.
Not a penny. I have been content, sir. You should lay my countenance to pawn. I have grated upon my good friends for these 3 reprieves for you and your coach fellow Nym, or else you'd look through the grate like a Gemini of baboons. I am damned in hell for swearing to gentlemen my friends you were good soldiers and tall fellows. And when Mistress Bridget lost the handle of her fan, I took it upon mine honor thou hast it not.
Didst not thou share? Hadst thou not 15 pence?
Reason, you rogue, reason. Thinkest thou I'll endanger my soul gratis? At a word, hang no more about me. I am no gibbet for you. Go a short knife in a throng to your manor of Pickett's Hatch. You'll not bear a letter from me, you rogue. You stand upon your honor. Why, thou unconfinable baseness? It is much as I can do to keep the terms of my honor precise. I myself sometimes leading the fear of God on the left hand and hiding my own honor in my necessity, am fain to shuffle as a hedge, to lurch, and yet you, rogue, you will ensconce your rags, your catamountain looks, your red lattice faces, and your cold beating O's under the shelter of your honor. You will not do it. You.
I do relent. What would thou more of a man?
Sir, here's a woman would speak with you.
Let her approach.
Give your worship good morrow.
Good morrow, good wife.
Not so, and to please your worship.
Good maid, then.
I'll be sworn, as my mother was the first hour I was born.
I do believe the swearer. What with me?
Shall I vouchsafe your worship a word or two?
2,000, fair woman, and I'll vouchsafe thee a hearing.
There is one Mistress Ford, sir, I pray. Come a little nearer this way. I myself dwell with Master Dr. CAIUS.
Well, on, Mistress Ford, you say?
Your worships is very true. I pray your worship, come a little nearer this way.
I warrant thee, nobody hears. Mine own people, mine own people.
Are they so? God bless them and make them his servants.
Well, Mistress Ford, what of her?
Why, sir, she's a good creature. Lord, Lord, your worship's a wanton. Well, heaven forgive you and all of us, I pray.
Mistress Ford, come, Mistress Ford.
Mary, this is the short and long of it. You have brought her into such a canaries as 'tis wonderful. The best courtier of them all, when the court lay at Windsor, could never have brought her to such a canary. Yet there has been knights and lords and gentlemen with their coaches, I warn you, coach after coach, letter after letter, gift after gift, smelling so sweetly, all must. And so rushling, I warrant you, in silk and gold and in such elegant terms and in such wine and sugar of the best and finest, fairest, and would have won any woman's heart. And I warrant you, they could never get an eye wink of her. I had myself 20 angels given me this morning, but I defy all angels in any such sort as they say, but in the way of honesty. And I warrant you, they could never get her so much as sip on a cup with the proudest of them all. And yet, here there have been earls, nay, which is more, pensioners. But I warrant you, all is one with her.
What says she to me? Be brief, my good she-Mercury.
Mary! Oh, she hath received your letter, for the which she thanks you 1,000 times, and she gives you to notify that her husband will be absent from his house between 10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Aye, forsooth. And then you may come and see the picture, she says, that you wot of. Master Ford, her husband, will be from home. Alas, the sweet woman leads an ill life with him. He's a very jealous man. She leads a very trampled life with him, good heart.
10 and 11. Woman, commend me to her. I will not fail her.
Why, you say well, but I have another half for hearty accommodations to you too. And let me tell you in your ear, she's as far to us a civil, modest wife, and one, I tell you, that will not miss you morning nor evening prayer, as any is in Windsor. Who are the other? And she bade me tell your worship that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes there will come a time. I never knew a woman so dote upon a man. Surely, I think you have charms. Oh, yes, in truth.
No, not I. I assure thee. Setting the attraction of my good parts aside, I have no other charms.
Oh, blessing on your heart for it.
But I pray thee, tell me this. Has Ford's wife and Page's wife acquainted each other how they love me?
That were a jest indeed. They have not so little grace, I hoped. That were a trick indeed. But Mistress Page would desire you to send her little page of all loves. Her husband has a marvelous affection to the little page, and truly, Master Page is an honest man. Never a wife in Windsor leads a better life than she does. Do what she will, say what she will, take all, pay all, go to bed when she list, rise when she list, all is as she will. And truly, she deserves it, for if there be a kind woman in Windsor, she is one. You must send her your page. No remedy.
Why, I will.
Nay, but do so then, and look you, he may come and go between you both. And in any case, have a nay word that you may know one another's mind, and the boy never need to understand anything, for 'tis not good that children should know any wickedness. Old folks, you know, have discretion, as they say, and know the world.
Fare thee well. Commend me to them both. There's my purse. I am yet thy debtor. Boy, go along with this woman. This news distracts me.
Trunk of one of Cupid's carriers. Hop on more sails, pursue. Up with your fights, give fire, she's my prize. Ocean whelm them all.
Sayest thou so, old Jack? Go thy ways. I'll make more of thy old body than I have done. Will they yet look after thee? Wilt thou, after the expense of so much money, be now a gainer? Good buddy, I thank thee. Let them say 'tis grossly done, so it be fairly done. No matter.
Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Sir John, there's one master book. Follow would fain speak with you and be acquainted with you, and hath sent your worship a daughter morning's draught of sack.
Brooke is his name.
I'm sorry.
Call him in. Such Brooks are welcome to me that overflow such liquor.
Yeah.
Aha, Mistress Ford and Mistress Page, have I encompassed you? Go to, via.
God bless you, sir.
And you, sir, would you speak with me?
I wouldn't be bold to make press with so little preparation on you.
You are welcome. What's your will? Give us leave, drawer.
Sir, I am a gentleman that have spent much. My name is Brooke.
Good Master Brooke, I desire more acquaintance of you.
Oh, well, good Sir John, I sue for yours. Not to charge you, for I must let you understand, I think myself in better plight a lender than you are, the which hath something emboldened to this unseasoned intrusion, for as they say, if money go before, always do lie open.
Money is a good soldier, sir, and will on.
Troth, and I have a bag of money here that troubles me. Well, if you will help to bear it, Sir John, take all, or half, for easing me of the carriage.
Sir, I know not how I may deserve to be your porter.
Well, I will tell you, sir, if you will give me the hearing.
Speak, good Master Brooke. I shall be glad to be your servant.
Sir, I hear you're a scholar, and I will be brief with you. And you have been a man long and known to me, though I never had so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. I shall discover a thing to you wherein I must very much lay open mine own imperfections. But Good Sir John, as you have one eye upon my follies as you hear them unfolded, turn another into the register of your own, that I may pass with a reproof the easier, sith you yourself know how easy it is to be such an offender.
Very well, sir. Proceed.
There is a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Ford.
Well, sir?
I have long loved her, and I protest to you, bestowed much on her, followed her with a doting observance, engrossed opportunities to meet her, feed ever slight occasions that could niggardly give me sight of her, not only brought many presents to give her, but have given largely to many to know what she would have given. Briefly, I have pursued her as love hath pursued me, which hath been on the wing of all occasions. But whatsoever I have merited, either in my mind or my means, meed I am sure I have received none, unless experience be a jewel. That I have purchased at an infinite rate, and that hath taught me to say this. Love, like a shadow, flies. When substance love pursues that flies, and flying what pursues.
Have you received no promise of satisfaction at her hands?
Never.
Have you importuned her to such a purpose?
Like a fair house built on another man's ground, so that I have lost my edifice by mistaking the place where I have erected it.
To what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
Oh, and I have told you that. I have told you all. Some say that though she appear honest to me, yet in other places she enlargeth her mirth so far that there is shrewd construction made of her. Now, Sir John, here is the heart of my purpose. You are a gentleman of excellent breeding, admirable discourse, of great admittance, authentic in your place and person, generally allowed for your many warlike, court-like, and learned preparations.
Oh, sir.
Oh, believe it, for you know it. There is money. Spend it. Spend all I have. Only give me so much of your time in exchange of it, so as to lie in amiable siege to this honesty of this Ford's wife. Use your art of wooing. Win her to consent to you. If any man may, you may as soon as any.
Would it apply well to the vehemency of your affection that I should win what you would enjoy? Methinks you prescribed to yourself very preposterously.
Oh, understand my drift. She dwells so securely on the excellency of her honor that the folly of my soul dares not present itself. She is too bright to be looked against. Now, I could come to her with any detection in my hand. My desires had instance and argument to commend themselves. I could drive her then from the ward of her purity, her reputation, her marriage vow, and 1,000 other her defenses, which are now too strongly embattled against me. But say you to it, Sir John.
Master Brooke, I will first make bold with your money. Next, give me your hand. And last, as I am a gentleman, you shall, if you will, enjoy Ford's wife.
Oh, good sir.
I say you shall.
Want no money, Sir John, you shall want none.
Want no Mistress Ford, Master Brooke, you shall want none. I shall be with her, I may tell you, by her own appointment. Even as you came into me, her assistant or go-between, parted from me. I say I shall be with her between 10 and 11, for at that time the jealous, rascally knave, her husband, will be forth. Come you to me at night. You shall know how I speed.
Sir, I am blessed in your acquaintance. Do you know Ford, sir?
Hang him, the poor cuckolding knave. I know him not. Yet I wrong him to call him poor. They say the jealous widdly knave has masses of money, for which his wife seems to me to be the well-favored. I will use her as the key of the cuckoldy rogue's coffer, and there's my harvest home.
I would you knew, Ford, sir, that you might avoid him. You saw him.
Hang him, the mechanical salt butter rogue. I will stare him out of his wits. I will awe him with my cudgel. It shall hang like a meteor over the cuckold's horns, Master Brooke. Thou shalt know I will predominate over the peasant, and thou shalt lie with his wife. Come to me soon at night. Ford's a knave, and I will aggravate his style. Thou, Master Brooke, shalt know him for knave and cuckold. Come to me soon at night.
What a damned Epicurean rascal is this? My heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy? My wife hath sent to him. The hour is fixed. The match is made. Would any man have thought this? See the hell of having a false woman. My bed shall be abused, my coffers ransacked, my reputation gnawed at, and I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of abominable terms, and by him that does me this wrong. Oh, terms, names, Amamion sounds well. Lucifer, well. Barbizon, well. They are devil's additions, the names of fiends, but cuckold, whittle, cuckold. The devil himself has not such a name. Page is an ass. A secure ass. He will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. Well, I had rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aquavitae bottle, or a thief to walk my ambling gelding than my wife with herself. There she plots. There she ruminates. There she devises. And what they think in their hearts they may affect. They will break their hearts, but they will affect. God be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will prevent this, detect my wife, be revenged on Falstaff, and laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Fie.
Bravo!
Scene 3. Enter Dr. CAIUS and RUGBY.
Jack Rugby.
Sir?
What is the clock, Jack?
'Tis has passed hour, sir, that Sir Hugh promised to meet.
By God. He has said his soul that he has not come. He has praised Babel well that he is not come. By God, Jack Rugby, he is dead already if he be come.
He is wise, sir. He knew your worship would kill him if he came.
By God, the herring is not dead as I will kill him. Take your rapier, Jack. I will tell you how I will kill him.
Oh, alas, sir, I cannot fence.
Villainy. Take your rapier.
Forbear, here's company.
Where?
There's here
This
somewhere.
Carol?
Stephanie.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm here. Thank you. God bless thee, bully doctor.
God save you, Master Dr. CAIUS.
Oh, good doctor.
Give you good morrow, sir.
That be all you 1, 2, 3, 4 come for.
To see thee fight, to see thee foin, to see thee traverse, to see thee here, to see thee there, to see thy pass, thy puncto, thy stock, thy reverse, thy distance, thy montant. Is he dead, my Ethiopian? Is he dead, my Francisco? Bully, what says my Esculapius, my Galilean, my heart of elder? Is he dead, Bully Stale? Is he dead?
By God, he is the coward Jack priest of the world. He is not show his face.
Thou art a Castilian king, urinal Hector of Greece, my boy.
I pray you, bear witness that me have stayed 6 or 7 or 2, 3, 4 hours for him, and he is not come.
He is the wiser man, Master Doctor. He is a curer of souls, and you a curer of bodies. If you should fight, you'll go against the hair of your professions. Is it not true, Master Page?
Master Shallow, you have yourself been a great fighter, though now a man of peace.
Bodykins, Master Page. Though I now be old and of the peace, if I see a sword out, my finger itches to make one. Though we are justices and doctors and churchmen, Master Page, we have some salt of our youth in us. We are the sons of women, Master Page.
'Tis true, Master Shallow.
It will be found so, Master Page. Master Dr. CAIUS, I am come to fetch you home. I am sworn of the peace. You have showed yourself a wise physician, and Sir Hugh hath shown himself a wise and patient churchman. You must go with me, Master Doctor.
Pardon, guest justice. A word, Monsieur Mockwater.
Mockwater? Mockwater, what is that?
Mockwater in our English tongue is valor, Bully.
By God, then I have as much mockwater as the Englishman. Scurvy jackdog priest. By God, me will cut his ears.
You will clapper claw thee tightly, Bully.
Clapper de claw? Clapper de claw? What is that clapper de claw?
That is, he will make the amends.
By God, me do look, he shall clapper de claw of me, for my by God, me will have he.
And I will provoke him to it, or let him wag.
Me thank you for that.
And moreover, Bully, but first, Master Guest, and Master Page, and eke Cavaliero Slender, go you through the town to Frogmore.
Sir Hugh is there, is he?
He is there. See what humor he is in, and I will bring the doctor about by the fields. Will it do well?
We will do it. Adieu, good Master Doctor.
Master Doctor.
By God, me will kill the priest, for he speak for a jackanapes to Aunt Page.
Let him die. Sheath thy impatience, throw cold water on thy collar. Go about the fields with me through Frogmore. I will bring thee where Mistress Anne Page is, at a farmhouse of feasting, and thou shalt woo her. Cried game, said I well.
By God, me thank you for that. By God, I love you. And I shall pronounce that you are the good guest, the earl, the knight, the lord, the gentleman, my patience.
Oh, for the which I shall be thy adversary toward Anne Page. Said I well?
By God, 'tis good. 'Tis good. They'll say.
Let us wag then.
Come at my heels, Jack Rugby.
Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Sir Hugh Evans with a book and a sword, and Simple carrying Sir Hugh's gown.
To pray in our good Master Slender, serving men and friend Simple by your name, which way have you looked for Master CAIUS that calls himself Doctor of Physics?
Marry, sir, the Petty Ward, the Park Ward, every way, Old Windsor way, and every way but the town way.
I most vehemently desire you. You will always look that way.
I will, sir.
Bless my soul, how full of cholos I am, tremblings of mind. I shall be glad if he has deceived me. How melancholy I am. I will nog his urinals and his nails custard when I have good opportunities for the orb. Bless my soul. I gotta sing. To shallow rivers to whose falls melodious bird sings madrigals. There where we would make our beds of roses, 1,000 vagrant poses. To shallow, oh, mercy may have great disposition to cry. Melodious birds sing madrigals. Whereas I sat in Pablonia, 1,000 vagrant poses to shallow rivers to who falls, melodious birds sing madrigals.
Yonder he is, coming this way, Sir Hugh.
So he's welcome to shallow rivers to who falls. Heaven prosper the right with weapons, is he?
Oh, no weapons, sir. Oh, there comes my master, Master Shallow, and another gentleman from Frogmore over the stile this way.
Pray you give me gun, or else it keeps your arms. Yeah, keep it in your arms.
Well, they were coming this way.
You lovely horns, keep it. Give it to me. My gowns.
If you're not...
Shallow, where'd he go?
Get up, Melissa.
Sorry. How now, Master Parson? Good morrow, good Sir Hugh. Keep a gamester from the dice and a good student from his book, and it is wonderful.
Ah, sweet Anne Page.
God save you, good Sir Hugh.
God bless you from his mercy's sake, all of you.
What, the sword and the word? Do you study them both, Master Parson?
And youthful still in your doublet and hose this raw rheumatic day.
There is reasons and causes for it.
Oh, we have come to you to do a good office, Master Parson.
Very well, what is it?
Yonder is a most reverend gentleman who, belike having received wrong by some person, is at most odds with his own gravity and patience that ever you saw.
I have lived 80 years and upward. I never heard a man of his place, gravity, and learning so wide of his own respect.
What is he?
I think
you know him. Master Dr. CAIUS, the renowned French physician.
What's well in his passion of my heart? I had a leaf you would tell me of a mess of porridge.
Why?
He has no more knowledge than Hippocrates and Galen. He is a knave besides, a cowardly knave, as you would desire to be acquainted with all.
I warrant you, he's the man should fight with him.
Oh, sweet Anne Page.
It appears so by his weapons. Keep them asunder. Here comes Dr. CAIUS.
Nay, good Master Parson, keep in your weapon.
So do you, good Master Doctor.
Disarm them and let them question. Let them keep their limbs whole and heck our English.
I pray you, let them speak a word with your ear. Therefore, will you not meet a man?
Pray use your patience. In good time.
By God, you are the coward, the jackdog, the Johnny.
Pray you, let us not be laughing stocks to the other men's humour. I desire you in friendship, and I will one way or other make you amends. But yes, I would knock your urinal about your knave's costume.
Diable. Jacques Rugby, man hostager, have not a stay for him to kill him? Have I not at the place I did appoint?
As I am a Christian soul, now look ya, this is the place appointed. I'll be judgment by my host of Garter.
Peace, I say. Gallia and Gaul, French and Welsh, soul curer and body curer.
Aye, that is very good. Excellent.
Peace, I say. Hear mine host of the Garter. Am I politic? Am I subtle? Am I Machiavel? Shall I lose my doctor? No, he gives me the potions and the motions. Shall I lose my parson, my priest, my Sir Hugh? No, he gives me the proverbs and the Gives me the proverbs and the no-verbs. There we go. Give me thy hand, terrestrial, so. Give me thy hand, celestial, so. Boys of art, I have deceived you both. I have directed you to wrong places.
Your hearts are mighty, your skins are whole, and let burnt sack be the issue. Come, lay their swords to pawn. Follow me, lads of peace. Follow, follow, follow.
For God, a mad host. Follow, gentlemen, follow.
Oh, sweet Anne Page.
Do I perceive that? Have you make a desert of us?
But this is well. He makes us his Volkswagen. I desire you to be, we may be friends. Let us knock our prawns together and beat the revengeance and same skull, scurvy, cogging companion, the host of Garter.
By God, with all my heart, he promised to bring me where is Anne Page. By God, he deceived me too.
Oh, well, I'll make as much as neutrals. Pray you follow.
Scene 2. Enter Robin, followed by Mistress Page.
Nay, keep your way, little gallant. You were wont to be a follower, but now you are a leader. Whether had you rather lead mine eyes, or I your master's heels?
I had rather, forsooth, go before you like a man than follow like a dwarf.
Oh, you are a flattering boy. Now I see you'll be a courtier.
Met, Mistress Page. Whither go you?
Truly, sir, to see your wife. Is she at home?
Aye, and as idle as she may hang together for want of your company. I think if your husband were dead, you two would marry.
Be sure of that. 2 other husbands.
Where had you this pretty weathercock?
I cannot tell you what the chickens, his name, is my husband had of him. What do you call your knight's name, sirrah?
Sir John FALSTAFF.
Sir John FALSTAFF.
I can never hit on's name. There is such a league between my goddam and he. Is your wife at home indeed?
Indeed she is, sir.
By your leave, sir, I am sick till I see her.
Has Page any brains? Hath he any eyes? Hath he any thinking? Sure, they sleep. He hath no use of them. Why, this boy will carry a letter 20 mile as easy as a cannon, will shoot point blank 12 score. He pieces out his wife's inclination. He gives her folly motion and advantage, and now she's going to my wife, and Falstaff's boy with her. A man may hear this shower sing in the wind, and Falstaff's boy with her. Oh, good plots they are laid, and our revolted wives share damnation together. Well, I will take him, then torture my wife, pluck the borrowed veil of modesty from the so-seeming Mistress Page, divulge Page himself for a secure and willful Acteon, and to these violent proceedings all my neighbors shall cry, aim!
Ding, ding, ding.
The clock gives me my cue, and my assurance bids me search. There I shall find Falstaff. I shall be rather praised for this than mocked, for it is as positive as the earth is firm that Falstaff is there. I will go.
Well met, Master Ford.
Oh, trust me, a good knot. I have good cheer at home, and I pray you all go with me.
I must excuse myself, Master Ford.
And so must I, sir. We have appointed to dine with Mistress Anne, and I would not break with her for more money than I'll speak of.
We have lingered about a match between Anne Page and my cousin Slender, and this day we shall have our answer.
I hope I have your goodwill, Father Page.
You have, Master Slender. I stand wholly for you, but my wife, Master Doctor, is for you altogether.
Aye, by God, and the maid is love of me. Me nurse quickly tell me so much.
What say you to young Master Fenton? He capers, he dances, he has eyes of youth, he writes verses, he speaks holiday, he smells April and May. He will carry it, he'll carry it. 'Tis in his buttons he will carry it.
Not by my consent, I promise you. The gentleman is have no having. He kept company with the wild prince and poins. He is of too high a region. He knows too much. No, he shall not knit a knot in his fortunes with a finger of my substance. If he take her, let him take her simply. The wealth I have waits on my consent, and my consent goes not that way.
I beseech you heartily, some of you go home with me to dinner. Besides your cheer, you shall have sport. I will show you a monster. Master Doctor, you shall go, so shall you, Master Page, and you, Sir Hugh.
Well, fare you well. We shall have the freer wooing at Master Page's.
Go home, John Rugby. I come anon.
Farewell, my hearts. I will to my honest knight Falstaff, and drink canary with him.
I think I shall drink in pipe wine first with him. I'll make him dance. Will you go, gentles?
If you send us
with you
to
to
this
see
monster.
monster.
Word.
Scene 3, enter Mistress Ford and Mistress Page.
What? John? What? Robert?
Quickly, quickly, is the bucket basket?
I warrant. What? Robert, I say.
Come, come, come.
Here, set it down.
Give your men the charge. We must be brief.
Mary, as I told you before, John and Robert, be ready here, hard by in the brew house, and when I suddenly call you, come forth, and without any pause or staggering, take this basket on your shoulders. That done, trudge with it in all haste, and carry it among the Whitsters and Datchet Mead, and there empty it in the muddy ditch close by the Thames side.
You will do it?
I had told them over and over they lack no direction. Begone, and come when you are called.
Here comes little Robin.
How now, my... Yes, Musket, what news with you?
My master, Sir John, is come in at your back door, Mistress Ford, and requests your company.
You little jack-o'-lent, have you been true to us?
I'll be sworn, my master knows not of your being here, and hath threatened to put me into everlasting liberty if I tell you of it, for he swears he'll turn me away.
Thou art a good boy. This secrecy of thine shall be a tailor to thee, and shall make thee a new doublet and hose. I'll go hide me.
Do so. Go tell thy master I'm alone. Mistress Page, remember your cue.
I warrant thee, if I do not act it, hiss me.
Go to then. We'll use this unwholesome humidity, this gross, watery pumpkin. We'll teach him to know turtles from jays.
Have I caught thee, my heavenly jewel? Why, now let me die, for I have lived long enough. This is the period of my ambition. Oh, this blessed hour.
Oh, sweet Sir John.
Mistress Ford, I cannot cog, I cannot prate, Mistress Ford, nor shall I sin in my wish. I would thy husband were dead. I'll speak it before the best Lord. I would make thee my lady.
Ah, your lady, Sir John. Alas, I should be a pitiful lady.
Let the court of France show me such another. I see how thine eye would emulate the diamond. Thou hast the right arched beauty of the brow that becomes the ship tire, the tire valiant, or any tire of Venetian admittance.
A plain kerchief, Sir John. My brows become nothing else, nor that well neither.
Thou art a tyrant to say so. Thou wouldst make an absolute courtier, and the firm fixture of thy foot would give an excellent motion to thy gait in a semicircle farthingale. I see what thou wert. If fortune thy foe were not, nature thy friend. Come, thou canst hide it.
Believe me, there's no such thing in me.
What made me love thee? Let that persuade thee. There is something extraordinary in thee. Come, I cannot cog and say thou art this and that like many of these lisping hawthorn buds that come like women in men's apparel and smell like Bucklesbury in simple time. I cannot. But I love thee, none but thee, and thou deservest it.
Do not betray me, sir. I fear you love Mistress Page.
Thou might as well say I love to walk by the counter gate, which is as hateful to me as the reek of a lime kiln.
Well, heaven knows how I love you, and you shall one day find it.
Keep that in mind. I deserve it.
Nay, I must tell you, so you do, or else I could not be in that mind.
Mistress Ford, here's Mistress Page at the door, sweating and blowing and looking wildly, and would needs to speak with you presently.
She shall not see me. I will ensconce me behind the arras.
Pray you do so. She's a very tattling woman. What's the matter? How now?
Oh, Mistress Ford, what have you done? You've shamed, you've overthrown, you're undone forever.
What's the matter, good Mistress Page?
Oh, well a day, Mistress Ford, having an honest man to your husband to give him such cause of suspicion.
What cause of suspicion?
What cause of suspicion? Out upon you, how am I mistaken you?
Why, alas, what's the matter?
Your husband's coming hither, woman, with all the officers in Windsor to search for a gentleman that he says is here now in the house, by your consent, to take an ill advantage of his absence. You are undone.
'Tis not so, I hope.
Pray heaven it be not so, that you have such a man here. But 'tis most certain your husband's coming with half Windsor at his heels to search for such a one. I come before you to tell you, if you know yourself clear why, I am glad of it. But if you have a friend here, convey him out. Be not amazed, call your senses to you. Defend your reputation, or bid farewell to your good life forever.
What shall I do? There is a gentleman, my dear friend, and I fear not mine own shame so much as his peril. I had rather than £1,000 he were out of the house.
For shame! Never stand. You had rather, your husband's here at hand. Bethink you of some conveyance. In the house you cannot hide him. Oh, how have you deceived me? Look, here is a basket. If he be of any reasonable stature, he may creep in there and throw foul linen upon him, and as if it were going to bucking. Or it is whiting time. Send him by your 2 men to Datchet Mead.
He's too big to get in there. What shall I do?
Let me see it. Let me see it. Oh, let me see it. I'll in. Follow your friend's counsel. I'll in.
What, Sir John Falstaff? Are these your letters, knight?
I love thee. Help me away. Let me creep in here. I'll never.
Help to cover your master, boy. Call your men, Mistress Ford, your dissembling knight.
What? John? Robert? John? Go take up these clothes here quickly. Where's the cowl staff? Look how you drumble. Carry them to the laundress in Datchet Mead. Quickly, come.
Pray you, come near. If I suspect without cause, why then make sport at me. Then let me be your jest. Ha 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 ha, I deserve it. How now? Whither bear you this?
To the laundress, forsooth.
Why? What have you to do? Whither they bear it? You were best meddle with buck-washing.
Buck? I would I could wash myself of a buck. Buck, buck, buck. Aye, buck, I warrant you, buck. And of the season too, it shall appear. Gentlemen, I have dreamed tonight. I'll tell you my dream. Here be my keys. Ascend my chambers, search, seek, find out. I warrant you will unkennel the fox. Well, let me stop this way first. So now, uncape!
Good Master Ford, be contented. You wrong yourself too much.
Oh, true, Master Page. Up, gentlemen! You shall see sport anon! Follow me, gentlemen!
This is the very fanciful humors and jealousies.
That is not the fashion of France. It is not the jealousy of France.
Nay, follow him, gentlemen. See the issue of his search.
Is there not a double excellency in this?
I know not which pleases me better, that my husband is deceived or Sir John.
What a taking was he in your husband, asked who was in the basket.
I am half afraid he will have need of washing, so throwing him into the water will do him a benefit.
Hang him, dishonest rascal. I would all of the same reign were in the same distress.
I think my husband hath some special suspicion of Falstaff's being here, for I never saw him so gross in his jealousy till now.
I will lay a plot to try that, and we will yet have more tricks with Falstaff. His dissolute disease will scarce obey this medicine.
Shall we send that foolish carry-on Mistress Quickly to him and excuse his throwing into the water and give him another hope to betray him to another punishment?
We will do it. Let him be sent for tomorrow, 8 o'clock, to have amends.
Cannot find him. Maybe the knave bragged of that which he could not compass.
Heard you that?
You use me well, Master Ford, do you?
I do so.
Heaven make you better than your thoughts.
Amen.
You do yourself mighty wrong, Master Ford.
I must bear it.
If there be anybody in the house, in the chambers, in the corpus, in the presses, heaven forgive my sins at the day of judgment.
By God, no, I too. There is nobody's.
Fie, Master Ford, are you not ashamed? What spirit, what devil suggests this imagination? I would not have your distemper in this kind for the wealth of Windsor Castle.
'Tis my fault, Master Page. I suffer for it.
You suffer for a bad conscience. Your wife is as honest as ornaments as I will desire among 5,500 too.
By God, I see 'tis an honest woman.
Well, I promised you a dinner. Come, walk in the park. I pray you pardon me. I will hereafter make known to you why I have done this. Come, wife. Come, Mistress Page, I pray you pardon me. Pray heartily pardon me.
Let's go in, gentlemen, but trust me, we'll mock him. I do invite you tomorrow morning to my house to breakfast. After, we'll birding together, have a fine hawk for the bush. Shall it be so?
Anything.
If there is one, I shall make two in company.
If there be one or two, I shall make it the third.
Pray you go, Master Page.
Pray you not, resemblant tomorrow the lousy knave mine host.
That is good, by God, with all my heart.
Alas, a knave to have his gibs and his mockeries.
Scene 4. Enter Fenton and Anne Page.
I see I cannot get thy father's love, therefore no more turn me to him, sweet Nan.
Alas, how then?
Why, thou must be thyself. He doth object I am too great of birth, and that my state being galled with my expense, I seek to heal it only by his wealth. Besides these, other bars he lays before me, my rights past, my wild societies, and tells me this a thing impossible. I should love thee but as a property.
Maybe he tells you true.
No, heaven so speed me in my time to come. Albeit I will confess thy father's wealth was the first motive that I wooed thee, Anne, yet wooing thee, I found thee of more value than stamps in gold or sums in sealed bags. And 'tis the very riches of thyself that now I aim at.
Gentle Master Fenton, yet seek my father's love. Still seek it, sir. If opportunity and humblest suit cannot attain it, why then? Hark you hither.
Break their talk, Mistress Quickly. My kinsman shall speak for himself.
I'll make a shaft or a bolt on a slid 'tis but venturing.
Be not dismayed.
No, she shall not dismay me. I care not for that, but I am afeard.
Harkye, Master Slender would speak a word with you.
I come to him. This is my father's choice. Oh, what a world of the vile, ill-favored false looks handsome and 300 pounds a year.
And how does good Master Fenton? Pray you, a word with you.
She's coming. To her, cuz. Oh boy, thou hadst a father.
I had a father, Mistress Anne. My uncle can tell you good jests of him. Pray you, uncle, tell Mistress Anne the jest of how my father stole 2 geese out of a pen. Good uncle.
Mistress Anne, my cousin loves you.
Aye, that I do, as well as I love any woman in Gloucestershire.
He will maintain you like a gentlewoman.
Aye, that I will. Come, cut and long tail, under the degree of a squire.
He will make you 150 pounds jointure.
Good Master Shallow, let him woo for himself.
Mary, I thank you for it. I thank you for that good comfort. She calls you, cuz. I'll leave you.
Now, Master Shallow. Oh, Slender.
Now, good Mistress Anne.
What is your will?
My will? Heartlings, it's a pretty just indeed. I ne'er made my will yet, I thank heaven. I am not such a sickly creature, I give heaven praise.
I mean, Master Slender, what would you with me?
Truly, for mine own part, I would little or nothing with you. Your father and my uncle hath made motions. If it be my luck so, if not, happy man be his dole. We can tell you how things go better than I can. You may ask your father. Here he comes.
Oh, Master Slender. Love him, daughter Anne. Why, how now? What does Master Fenton here? You wrong me, sir, thus still to haunt my house. I told you, sir, my daughter is disposed of.
Nay, Master Page, be not impatient.
Good Master Fenton, come not to my child.
He is no match for you.
Will you hear me?
No, good Master Fenton. Come, Master Shallow, come, son Slender, in. Knowing my mind, you wrong me, Master Fenton.
Speak to Mistress Page.
Good Mistress Page, for that I love your daughter in such a righteous fashion as I do, perforce against all checks, rebukes, and manners, I must advance the colors of my love, and not retire. Let me have your goodwill.
Oh, good mother, do not marry me to yon fool.
I mean it not. I seek you a better husband.
Ah, that's my master, Master Doctor.
Alas, I'd rather be set quick in the earth and bowled to death with turnips.
Come, trouble not yourself, good Master Fenton. I will not be your friend nor enemy. My daughter, will I question how she loves you? As I find her, so I am affected. Till then, farewell, sir. She must need go in. Her father will be angry.
Farewell, gentle mistress. Farewell now.
This is my doing now. Nay, said I, will you cast away your child on a fool and a physician? Look on Master Fenton. This is my doing.
I thank thee, and I pray thee, once tonight, give my sweet Nan this ring. There's for thy pains.
Now, heaven send thee good fortune. A kind heart he hath. A woman would run through fire and water for such a kind heart. But yet, I would my master had Mistress Anne, or I would Master Slender had her, or in sooth, I would Master Fenton had her. I will do what I can for them all three. So, for I have promised, and I'll be good as my word, but speciously from Master Fenton. Well, I must have another errand to Sir John Falstaff from my two mistresses. What a beast am I to slack it.
Scene 5. Enter Sir John Falstaff.
Bardolph, I say,
Sure, sir.
go fetch me a quart of sack and put a toast in it. Have I lived to be carried in a basket like a barrel of butcher's offal and be thrown into the Thames? Well, if I be served another such trick, I'll have my brains taken out and buttered and give them to a dog for a New Year's gift. Blood! The rogue slighted me into the river with his little remorses. They would have drowned a blind bitch's puppies, 15 in the litter. And you may know by my sighs that I have a kind of alacrity in sinking. If the bottom were as deep as hell, I should drown. I had been drowned, but that the shore was shelvy and shallow, a death I abhor. For the water swells a man, and what a thing I should have been when I had been swelled. By the Lord, I should have been a mountain of mummy.
Here's Mistress Quickly, sir, to speak with you.
Come, let me pour in some sack to the Thames water, for my belly's as cold as if I'd swallowed snowballs for pills to cool the veins. Call her in.
Come in, woman!
By your leave, I cry you mercy. Give your worship good morrow.
Take away these chalices.
Take away these chalices.
Oh, nope, that's you, sorry.
Go brew me a bottle of sack, finally.
With eggs, sir.
Simple of itself. I'll no pullet sperm in my brewage. How now?
Marry, sir, I come to your worship from Mistress Ford.
Mistress Ford? I have had Ford enough. I was thrown into the Ford. I have my belly full of Ford.
Alas, the day, good heart, that was not her fault. She does so take on with her men. They mistook their erection.
So did I mine. To build upon a foolish woman's promise.
Well, she laments, sir, for it, that it would yearn your heart to see her husband goes this morning a-birding. She desires you once more to come to her between 8 and 9. I must carry her word quickly. She'll make you amends, I warrant you.
Well, I will visit her, tell her so, and bid her think what a man is. Let her consider his frailty, and then judge of my merit.
I will tell her.
Do so. Between 9 and 10, thou sayest thou.
8 and 9,
well,
sir.
Be gone. I will not miss her.
Peace be with you, sir.
I marvel I hear not of Master Brooke. He sent me word to stay within. I like his money well. Oh, here he comes.
God bless you, sir.
Now, Master Brooke, you come to know what has passed between me and Ford's wife.
That indeed, Sir John, is my business.
Master Brooke, I will not lie to you. I was at her house the hour she appointed me.
Woohoo, and sped you, sir?
Very ill-favoredly, Master Brooke.
Oh, how so, sir? Did she change her determination?
No, Master Brooke, but her peaking cornuto husband, Master Brooke, dwelt in the continual alarm of jealousy, comes me in the instant of our encounter, after we had embraced and kissed, protested, as it were, spoke the prologue of our comedy, and at his heels a rabble of his companions, thither provoked and instigated by his distemper, and forsooth to search his house for his wife's love.
What, while you were there?
While I was there.
And did he search for you and could not find you?
You shall hear. As good luck would have it, comes in one Mistress Page, gives intelligence of Ford's approach, and in her invention and Ford's wife's distraction, they conveyed me into a buck basket.
Buck basket?
By the Lord, a buck basket! Rammed me in with foul shirts and smocks and socks and foul stockings, greasy napkins, and that, Master Brooke, there was the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril.
And how long laid you there?
Nay, you shall hear, Master Brooke, what I have suffered to bring this woman evil for your good, for being thus crammed in the basket. A couple of Ford's knaves, his hinds, were called forth by their mistress to carry me in the name of foul clothes to Dutchet Lane. They took me on their shoulders, met the jealous knave, their master, at the door, who asked them once or twice what they had in their basket. I quaked for fear lest the lunatic knave would have searched for it, but fate ordaining he should be a cuckold, held his hands. Well, on he went for a search, and away I went for foul clothes. But mark the sequel, Master Brooke. I suffered the pangs of 3 several deaths. First, an intolerable fright to be detected with a jealous, rotten bellwether. Next, to be compassed like a good bilbo in the circumference of a peck, hilt to point, head to heel, and then to be stopped in like a strong distillation with stinking clothes that fretted in their own grease. Think of that, a man of my kidney, think of that, and that I am thus subject to heat as butter, a man of continual disillusion and thaw. It was a miracle to escape suffocation. And in the height of this bath, when I was more than half stewed and greased like a Dutch dish, to be thrown into the Thames and cooled, glowing hot in that surge, like a horseshoe. Think of that, hissing hot. Think of that, Master Brooke. Master Brooke, think of it.
In good sadness, I am sorry that for my sake you have suffered all this. My suit then is desperate. You'll undertake to hurt no more.
Master Brooke, Master Brooke, Master Brooke, I will be thrown into Edna as I have been into Thames, ere I will leave her thus. Her husband is this morning gone a-birding. I have received from her another embassy of meeting. Twixt 8 and 9 is the hour, Master Brooke.
'Tis past 8 already, sir.
Is it? Well, then I must address me to my appointment. Come to me at your convenient leisure, and you shall know how I speed, and the conclusion shall be crowned with your enjoying her. Adieu. You shall have her, Master Brooke. Master Brooke, you shall cuckold Ford.
Ha! Is this a vision? Is this a dream? Do I sleep? Oh, Master Ford! Awake! Awake, Master Ford! There's a hole made in your best coat, Master Ford. Oh, this 'tis to be married. This 'tis to have linen and buck baskets. Well, I will proclaim myself what I am. I will now take the lecture. He is at my house. He cannot escape me. 'Tis impossible he should. He cannot creep into a halfpenny purse, nor into a pepper box. But lest the devil that guides him should aid him, I will search impossible places. Though what I am I cannot avoid. Yet to be what I would not shall not make me tame. If I have horns to make one mad, Let the proverb go with me. I'll be horn mad.
Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Mistress Page, Mistress Quickly, and William.
Is he at Master Ford's already, thinkst thou?
Sure he is by this, or will be presently. But truly he is very courageous mad about his throwing into the water. Mistress Ford deserves you to come suddenly.
I'll be with her by and by, but I'll bring my young man here to school. Look, where his master comes. 'Tis a plain day, I see. How now, Sir Hugh, no school today?
No, Master Slender is let the boys leave to play.
Oh, blessing of his heart.
Sir Hugh, my husband says my son profits nothing in the world at his books. I pray you, ask him some questions in his accidence.
Come hither, William. Hold up your head. Come.
Come on, sirrah. Hold up your head. Answer your master. Be not afraid.
William, how many numbers in a noun?
2.
Ah, truly. I thought there had been one number more because they say odds nouns.
Peace, you tattling. What is fair, William?
Sure.
Polecats? There are fairer things than polecats, sure.
You are a very simple woman, I pray you. Peace. What is lapis, William?
A stone.
And what is a stone, William?
A pebble.
No, it is a lapis. I pray you, remember your praying.
Lapis.
That is a good William. What is he, William, that does let articles?
Articles are borrowed of the pronoun and are thus declined. Singularitor, nominativo, hic, hec, hoc.
Nominativo, hic, hag, hog, I pray you, Mark. Genitivo, coins. Well, what is your accusative case?
Accusativo hinc.
I pray you, have your remembrance, child. Accusativo, hung, hang, hog.
Hang hog is Latin for bacon, I warned you.
Leave your private woman. What is your vocative case, William?
Oh, vocativo, oh.
Remember, William, vocative is correct.
And that's a good root.
Woman, forbear.
Peace.
What is your genitive case, plural, William?
Genitive case?
Hi.
Genitive. Horum, harum, horum.
Vengeance of Jenny's case, fie on her. Never name her, child, if she be a whore.
For shame, woman!
Oh, you do ill to teach a child such words. He teaches him to hick and to hack, which they'll do fast enough of themselves and to call horum. Fie upon you.
Woman herself, lunatic, hast thou not understanding? For thy cases the numbers of gender. Thou art foolish Christian creatures that I would desire.
Prithee, hold thy peace.
Show me now, William, what some declensions of your pronouns.
Forsooth, I have forgot.
It is quite quo and quite. If you forgot your quiz and your quotes, you must be preachers. Go your way, play, go.
He is a better scholar than I thought he was.
He has a good sprague memory. Farewell, Mistress Page.
Adieu, good Sir Hugh. Get you home, boy. Come, we stay too long.
Scene 2. Enter Sir John Falstaff and Mistress Ford.
Mistress Ford, your sorrow has eaten up my sufferance, and I see you are obsequious in your love, and I profess requital to a hair's breadth, not only Mistress Ford in the simple office of love, but in all the accoutrement and compliment and ceremony of it. But are you sure of your husband now?
He's a birding, sweet Sir John.
What ho, Gossip Ford, what ho?
Step into the chamber, Sir John.
How now, sweetheart, who's at home beside yourself?
Why, none but mine own people.
Indeed.
No, certainly. Speak louder.
Truly, I am so glad you have nobody here.
Why?
Why, woman, your husband is in his old loons again. He so takes on yonder with my husband, so rails against all married mankind, so cures all Eve's daughters of what complexion soever, and so buffets himself on the forehead, crying, peer out, that any madness I ever yet beheld seemed but tameness, civility, and patience to this his distemper he is in now. I'm glad the fat knight is not here.
Why? Does he talk of him?
Of none but him, and swears he was carried out the last time he searched for him in a basket. Protests to my husband he is now here, and hath drawn him and the rest of their company from their sport to make another experiment of his suspicion. But I am glad the knight is not here. Now he shall see his own foolery.
How near is he, Mistress Page?
Hard by at street end. He will be here anon.
I am undone. The knight is here.
Why then, you are utterly shamed, and he's but a dead man. What a woman you are! Away with him! Away with him! Better shame than murder.
Which way should he go? How should I bestow him? Shall I put him into the basket again?
No, I'll come no more in the basket. May I not go out ere he come?
Alas, 3 of Master Ford's brothers watch the door with pistols, that none shall issue out. Otherwise you might slip away ere he came. But what make you here?
What shall I do? I'll creep up into the chimney.
There they always use to discharge their birding pieces.
Creep into the kiln hole.
Where is it?
He will seek there, on my word, in neither press, coffer, chest, trunk, well, vault, but he hath an abstract for the remembrance of such places, and goes to them by his note. There is no hiding you in this house.
I'll go out then.
If you go out in your own semblance, you die, Sir John, unless you go out disguised.
How might we disguise him?
Alas, the day I know not. There is no woman's gown big enough for him, otherwise he might put on a hat, a muffler, and a kerchief, and so escape.
Good hearts, devise something, any extremity rather than a mischief.
My maid's aunt, the fat woman of Brentford, has a gown above.
On my word, it will serve him. She's as big as he is, and there's his thrummed hat and her muffler too. Run up, Sir John.
Go, go, sweet Sir John. Mistress Page and I will look some linen for your head.
Quick, quick! We'll come dress you straight. Put on the gown the while.
I would my husband would meet him in this shape. He cannot abide the old woman of Brentford. He swears she's a witch, forbade her my house, and hath threatened to beat her.
Heaven guide him to thy husband's cudgel, and the devil guide his cudgel afterward.
But is my husband coming?
Aye, in good sadness is he, and talks of the basket too. However, he hath had intelligence.
We'll try that. For I'll appoint my men to carry the basket again, to meet him at the door with it as they did last time.
Nay, but he'll be here presently. Let's go dress him like the witch of Brentford.
I'll first direct my men what they shall do with the basket. Go up. I'll bring linen for him straight.
Hang him, dishonest varlet. We cannot misuse him enough. We'll have proof by which we will do. Wives may be merry and yet honest too. We do not act that often jest and laugh. 'Tis old but true. Still swine eat all the draff.
Go, sirs, take the basket again on your shoulders. Your master is hard at door. If he bid you set it down, obey him. Quickly dispatch.
Come, come, take it up.
Pray heaven it be not full of night again.
I hope not. I had as lief as bear so much weight.
Aye, but if it prove true, Master Page, have you any way then to unfool me again? Set down the basket, villain. Somebody call my wife. Youth in a basket? Oh, you panderly rascals! There's a knot, a gang, a pack, a conspiracy against me. Now shall the devil be shamed? What wife, I say? Come, come forth! Behold what honest clothes you send forth to bleaching.
Why, this passes, Master Ford. You are not to go loose any longer. You must be pinioned.
Why, this is lunatics. This is mad as mad dog.
Indeed, Master Ford, this is not well, indeed.
So say I so too, sir. Come hither, Mistress Ford. Mistress Ford! The honest woman, the modest wife, the virtuous creature that hath a jealous fool to her husband? Oh, I suspect without cause, mistress, do I?
Heaven be my witness you do, if you suspect me in any dishonesty.
Oh, well said, brazen face. Hold it out. Come forth, sirrah.
This passes.
Are you not ashamed?
I shall find you anon.
'Tis unreasonable. Will you take up your wife's clothes? Come away.
Empty the basket, I say.
Why, man, why?
Master Page, as I am a man, there was one conveyed out of the house yesterday in this basket. Why may he not be there again? In my house, I am sure as he is. Oh, my intelligence is true. My jealousy is reasonable. Pluck out all the linen.
If you find a man there, he shall die a flea's death.
Here's no man.
By my fidelity, this is not well, Master Ford. This wrongs you.
Master Ford, you must pray. You must not follow the imaginations of your own heart. This is jealousies.
Oh, he's not here that I seek for.
No, nor nowhere else but in your brain.
Help to search my house this one time. If I find not what I seek, show no color for my extremity. Let me forever be your table sport. Let them say of me, as jealous as Ford, that searched a hollow walnut for his wife's leman. Satisfy me once more, just once more, search with me.
What ho, Mistress Page, calm you and the old woman down. My husband will come into the chamber.
Old woman? What old woman's that?
Why, it is my maid's Aunt of Brentford.
A witch. A quean. An old cousining quean. Oh, have I not forbid her my house? She comes of errands. Does she? Oh, well, we are simple men. We do not know what's brought to pass under the profession of fortune-telling. Oh, she works by charm, by spells, by the figure, and such daubery as this, beyond our element. We know nothing. Oh, come down, you witch, you hag. Come down, I say.
Nay, good sweet husband. Good gentleman, let him not strike the old woman.
Come, Mother Pratt, come, give me your hand.
I'll prat her! Out of my house, you witch! You rag! You baggage! You polecat! You run yet! Out! Out! I'll conjure you, you fortune tell you!
Are you not ashamed? I think you have killed the poor woman.
Nay, he will do it. 'Tis a goodly credit for you.
Hang her, witch!
Yeah, no, I think the woman is a witch indeed. I like it not when a woman has a great beard. I spy a great beard under her muffler.
Will you follow, gentlemen? I beseech you, follow! See but the issue of my jealousy! If I cry out thus upon no trail, never trust me when I open again!
Let's obey his humor a little further. Come, gentlemen.
Trust me, he beat him most pitifully.
Nay, by the mass that he did not. He beat him most unpitifully, methought.
I'll have the cudgel hollowed and hung o'er that altar. It hath done meritorious service.
What think you? May we, with the warrant of womanhood and the witness of a good conscience, pursue him with any further revenge?
The spirit of wantonness is, sure, scared out of him. If the devil have him not in fee simple with the fine and recovery, he never will. I think, in the way of waste, attempt us again.
Shall we tell our husbands how we have served him?
Yes, by all means, if it be but to scrape the figures out of your husband's brains, if they can find in their hearts the poor unvirtuous fat knight shall be any further afflicted. We too will still be the ministers.
I'll warrant they'll have him publicly shamed, and methinks there would be no period to the jest should he not be publicly shamed.
Come, to the forge with it, then shape it. I would not have things cool.
Scene 3. Enter host and Bardolph.
Sir, the Germans desire to have 3 of your horses. The Duke himself will be tomorrow at court, and they're going to meet him.
What Duke should that be come so secretly? I hear not of him in the court. Let me speak with the gentlemen. They speak English?
Aye, sir. I'll call them to you.
They shall have my horses, but I'll make them pay. I'll sauce them. They have had my house a week at command. I have turned away my other guests. They must come off. I'll sauce them. Come.
Act 4, Scene 4. Enter Page, Ford, Mistress Page, Mistress Ford, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Tis one of the best expression of a woman if I ever did look upon.
Did he send you both these letters at an instant?
Within a quarter of an hour.
Pardon me, wife. Henceforth do what thou wilt. I would rather Will suspect the sun with cold than be with wantonness. Now doth thy honor stand, as him that was as late a heretic, as firm as faith.
'Tis well, no more. Be not as extreme in submission as in offense, but let our plot go forward. Let our wives yet once again to make us public sport. Appoint a meeting with this old fat fellow where you may take him and disgrace him for it.
There is no better way than that they spoke of.
How? To send him word we'll meet him in the park at midnight? Fie, he'll never come.
You say he has been thrown in the rivers and he has been grievously beaten as an old woman. Methinks there should be terrors in him that he should not come. Methinks his flesh is punished, he shall have no desires.
So think I too.
Devise but how you'll use him when he comes, and let us two devise to bring him hither.
There is an old tale goes that Hurn the hunter, sometime a keeper here in Windsor Forest, doth all the winter time at still midnight walk round about an oak with great ragged horns, and there he blasts the tree and takes the cattle and makes milk kine yield blood and shakes a chain in a most hideous and dreadful manner. You have heard of such a spirit, and well you know, the superstitious idle-headed eld perceived and did deliver to our age this tale of Hurn the hunter for a truth.
Why, yet there want not many that do fear in deep of night to walk by this Hurn's oak. But what of this?
Mary, this is our device, that Falstaff at the oak shall meet with us.
Well, let it not be doubted but he'll come. And in this shape, when you have brought him thither, what shall be done with him? What is your plot?
That likewise have we thought upon, and thus, Nan Page, my daughter, and my little son, and 3 or 4 more of their growth will dress like urchins, oofs, and fairies, green and white, with round and waxen tapers on their heads and rattles in their hands. Upon a sudden, as Falstaff, she and I were newly met. Let them form forth a saw-pit rush at once with some diffuse song. Upon their sight, we too in great amazedness will fly. Then let them all encircle about him, and fairy-like pinch the unclean knight, and ask him why, that hour of fairy revel, in their so sacred path he dares to tread in shape profane.
And till he tell the truth, let the supposed fairies pinch him sound and burn him with their tapers.
The truth being known, we'll all present ourselves, dishorn the spirit, and mock him home to Windsor.
The children must be practiced well to do this, or they'll ne'er do it.
I will teach the children their behaviors, and I will be the jackanapes also to burn the night with my taper.
This will be excellent. I'll go buy them vizards.
My Nan shall be the queen of all the fairies, finely attired in a robe of white.
That silk will I go buy. And in that time shall Master Slender steal my non away, marry her at Eton. Go, send to Falstaff straight.
Nay, I'll to him again in the name of Brooke. He'll tell me all his purposes. Sure he'll come.
Fear not you that. Go get us properties and tricking for our fairies.
That was about it. It'll be admirable pleasures and fairy not knaveries.
Go, Mistress Ford, send quickly to Sir John to know his mind. I'll to the doctor, he hath my goodwill, and none but he to marry Nan Page. That slender, though well landed, is an idiot, and he my husband best of all effects. The doctor is well moneyed, and his friends potent at court. He none but he shall have her, though 20,000 warriors come to crave her.
Is this where you want an intermission, Nicole?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, sounds good. 10, 15, what do you want?
Let's do 10. Everybody, is that good?
Yeah.
Thank you, 10.
Thank you, 10.
See you in 10 minutes.
It's sounding great, you guys. Really enjoying listening to it.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yay.
It's making me very nostalgic.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lights. My God.
And the 80s dances.
Melissa, when are you leaving? You said I know you said something like you're going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm moving to San Marcos sometime in July. So that's why I'm not auditioning for the...
That's what I was about to ask.
Because the timing doesn't work for me. So...
That's
yeah.
cool though. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. But I'm like right now, I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually leaving.
And what are you doing over there? You have a job?
I'm going to graduate school. Yeah, and creative writing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Scratch the kitty.
I don't know if I'm actually going to be going in person in the fall, you know.
Well, there's that, but you know.
Yeah, as of now we are, but it could change. So, yeah, so I'm definitely going to miss the theater community here.
Well, you'll still be in Texas. It's not super crazy pants far, you know.
It's true, but I won't be able to do shows here.
True.
So, unless they're on Zoom.
There you go. Hi, Sarah.
I walked away for 2 minutes. Are we done?
Intermission.
Intermission.
It's long.
Yeah. 10-minute break.
That's one of the only downsides to doing the full text of stuff is that it can go on. And it's also interesting to hear the scenes that you're like, why is that there?
The ones that we cut.
Yeah, like the one with William. Why is that even in there? Like somebody said, unless somebody wanted to put their kid in the play, you know?
Or hey, Bardolph, go get my horses. Okay, host, I'll go get your horses.
Did you remember that Bardolph was cut out completely?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. But I love that your Bardolph is just like
he doesn't need to really be there.
Jonathan, is Brandy about to kill you?
She's used to it.
All the racket.
I say it's very yelly. I love it. I love her for it. What a douche.
You've seen Merry Lives, right? It's not a quiet, subtle play. So
no, it's not.
I think if I whispered it, it would be a little strange.
It would be a choice.
It would be creepy.
It would be a fucked up, stupid choice.
Not all choices are good choices.
I'm regretting trying to start the play as like a Valley girl when I'm like this 80-year-old dude. It's like, and I can't go back now.
Speaking of Melissa, I will give you like a role of a ladies again in Shakespeare. I put you as servant, and I was like, she can play it as a lady. Now I feel bad.
No, it's okay. I keep not quite getting to my man voice though, and then I started this off as a girl, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm stuck now.
I think I read the Williams scene was added, actually. Or people think maybe it was added later or something weird.
Why?
Like it wasn't really Shakespeare or it was
it's
something
weird.
else. I'm sure I loved it back then.
Any of this though?
It's like in the Scottish play. Hecate isn't in some of the original scripts. She was added later.
Huh.
Yeah, but man, I love Hecate.
Me too.
So do I.
I could never not do it with Hecate again after Heba. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how to make that Williams scene work ever. It would be hard.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fading.
I'm not in the rest of the show,
You
but I'll
keep
be
it with your
watching.
normal human hours.
Helen, your expressions are cracking me up every time you turn on your video.
Oh.
You're just making such a funny face.
I just want to make sure it's on. So I was like, okay, I see it. I'm on.
You're like,
multi-talented Helen Rios with the accent, and you did your old man voice for Shrew, and you were a perfect Rosalind. All the talents.
Nothing she can't do.
If everyone's back,
use the bathroom.
If everyone's back, got their drinks and everything, we can go along. How's everyone feel?
Can I finish my snack?
Yes. Feel free to finish your snack.
The host can eat like every bartender I've ever known.
What snacks are you guys eating? I'm eating Milano cookies. Delicious. Double dark chocolate.
Nice.
As soon as this is over, I'm going to have dinner. It's going to be
Oh yeah, dinner.
meats with gravy, mashed potatoes, and
Nice.
vegetables. I have to eat that because, well, I have to take my medicines. My head is killing me. So
I'm gonna have the leftover pizza after this. Great time.
I had Popeyes before this. Love that chicken.
I made
Cheap chicken dinner.
I like Popeyes, but the last time I had it, it made me ill.
Oh no!
That's a reason not to like it.
Well, I'm on this this medication right now that is supposed to try and clean my pipes because apparently my cholesterol is abnormally high. And if I eat a meal that is high in grease or calories, it just messes me up.
Oh, that's rough.
Apparently the fried chicken was too much.
I don't know, greasy food just greases up my intestines. Yeah.
See what you did there.
Grease.
Oh my God.
if I'm not, yeah, I may go ahead and leave early because I actually have to work tomorrow. Usually I'm off on Thursday. But,
Yeah, me too.
Tanya.
but I'm loving it. I'm going to stay for as long as I can. It just depends on how late it gets. I want to stay to the end because I absolutely love this play, and you guys are all doing such a great job.
I don't think there's a whole lot more.
There's not a whole lot left.
No,
Yeah.
like past 2/3 of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got just a little bit left. It should be about a half hour, I think.
Yeah, I did pick a really random spot for an intermission, but just figured we would take a break. But are we good? Is everyone back?
Yeah. Well,
how are we doing?
Yeah, man, I got my drink now.
Micah drinking in her car in the dark.
All right, all right.
Couldn't find an 80s background, but
I like
90s.
my little itty-bitty.
Love that energy.
What acting scene are we?
Drunk Shakespeare.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun, but I need to peace out too. I gotta wake up and do schoolwork in the morning.
Bye,
Thanks
Sarah.
for joining.
Yeah, you guys are
Bye.
awesome.
Thanks for reading.
Sarah, see you Friday.
Bye. I'll be there this time, I promise.
Okay.
And Nicole, are you still recording or should I?
Either way.
Somebody's recording because
I
the
can
button's
start
off.
it.
It says recording.
Yeah, it's still recording. We never
Mine has
shut
been,
it for intermission.
yeah, mine's been recording.
You never shut it off?
No one.
So you
for all
guys
that-
recorded about my greasy tracks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
we're
that
back.
grease. All that grease inside them.
Yes, Helen.
All that grease and misery, and it got every bit of it. Damn
And
it.
that cholesterol.
Yeah, that's real talk. That is real talk right there.
Real talk on the
That is so
record.
mean. If anybody's going to edit this,
It's what
please
the
cut
people
that out.
want.
All right,
keeps us
so we will
grounded.
start up with Act 4, Scene 5.
Woot.
More about the host and their horses. So, inner host and simple.
Helen.
Right there, the house. Okay. Oh, what wouldst thou have, boar? What thick skin? Speak, breathe, discuss, brief, short, quick, snap.
Marry, sir, I come to speak with Sir John FALSTAFF, Master Slender.
There's his chamber, his house, his castle, his standing bed and truckle bed. 'Tis painted about with the story of the prodigal, fresh and new. Go, knock and call. He'll speak thee like an anthropophaginian unto thee. Knock, I say.
Oh, there's an old woman, a fat woman, gone up into his chamber. I'll be so bold to stay, sir, till she comes down. I come to speak with her, indeed.
A fat woman? The knight may be robbed. I'll call. Bully knight, bully Sir John, speak from thy lungs military. Art thou there? It is thine host, thine Ephesian calls.
How now, mine host?
There's a Bohemian Tartar tarries the coming down of thy fat woman. Let her descend, bully, let her descend. My chambers are honorable. Fie, privacy, fie.
That was mine host, an old fat woman even now with me, but she's gone.
Pray you, sir, was not the wise woman of Brentford?
Aye, Mary, was it Muscle Shell? What would you with her?
My master, sir, my master Slender, sent to her, that seeing her go through the streets, to know, sir, whether one Nym, sir, that beguiled him of a chain, had the chain or no.
I spake with the old woman about it.
Oh, and what says she? I praise her.
Mary, she says that the very same man that beguiled Master Slender of his chain, cousin to him of it.
Oh, I wish I could have spoken with the woman herself. I had other things to have spoken with her too from him.
What are they? Let me know.
I come quick.
Oh no, I may not conceal them, sir.
Conceal
them or thou diest.
Sir, they were nothing but about Mistress Anne Page, to know if it were my master's fortune to have her or no.
Tis his fortune.
What, sir?
To have her or no, go say the way woman told me so.
May I be so bold as to say, sir?
Aye, sir, like who more bold?
Oh, I thank your worship. I shall make my master glad with these tidings.
Thou art clerkly, Sir John. Was there a wise woman with thee?
Aye, that there was, mine host, one that hath taught me more wit than ever I learned before in my life, and I paid for it neither, but was paid for my learning.
Out, alas, cousinage, mirror cousinage.
Where be my horses? Speak well of them, Barletto.
Run away with the cousiners, for so soon as I came beyond Eton, they threw me off from behind one of them in a slough of mire, and set spurs and away like 3 German devils, 3 Dr. Faustus's.
They are gone but to meet the Duke, villain. Do not say they be fled. Germans are honest men.
Where is my host?
What's the matter, sir?
Have you a care of your entertainment? There is a friend of mine who'd come to town to tell me there is 3 cousins Germans that has cozened all the host of readings of Maidenhead, of Colebrook, of horses and money. I tell you for goodwill. Look you are wise, full of jibs and violent stocks, and 'tis not convenient for you to be cozened. Fare you well. I said, fare you well.
Roderick.
Bye.
CAIUS. Hey, CAIUS. No. Okay.
Roderick. There we go.
Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Where is mein host de Garter?
Here, Master Doctor, in perplexity and doubtful dilemma.
I cannot tell what is there. It is telling me that you make a grand preparation for a duke de Germain. By my troth, there is no duke that the court is not to come. I tell you for goodwill. Adieu.
Hue and cry, villain, go. Assist me, knight, I am undone. Fly, run, hue and cry, villain, I am undone.
I would all the world might be cozened, for I have been cozened and beaten too. If it should come to the ear of the court how I have been transformed and how my transformation hath been washed and cudgeled, they would melt me out of my fat, drop by drop, and liquor fishermen's boots with me. I warrant they would whip me with their fine wits till I were crestfallen as a dried pear. I never prospered till I forswore myself at Primero. Well, if my wind were but long enough, I would repent. I would repent, Mistress Quickly.
You asked whence I came? From the 2 parties, forsooth.
No, the devil take one party and his damn the other, for they shall be both bestowed. I have suffered more for their sakes, more than the villainous inconstancy of man's disposition is able to bear.
And have not they suffered? Oh, yes, I warrant speciously one of them, Mistress Ford, good heart is beaten black and blue that you cannot see a white spot about her.
What tellest thou me of black and blue? I was beaten myself into all the colors of the rainbow, and I was like to be apprehended for the witch of Brentford. But that my admirable dexterity of wit, my counterfeiting the action of an old woman, delivered me. The knave constable had sent me to the stocks, to the common stocks, for a witch.
Sir, let me speak with you in your chamber. You shall hear how things go, and I warrant to your content. Here is a letter. We'll say somewhat. Good hearts, what ado here to bring you together? Sure, one of you does not serve heaven well, that you are so crossed.
Come up into my chamber.
Scene 6. Enter Fenton and host.
Master Fenton, talk not to me. My mind is heavy. I will give over all.
Yet hear me speak, assist me in my purpose, and as I am a gentleman, I'll give thee £100 in gold more than your loss.
I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will, at the least, keep your counsel.
From time to time, I have acquainted you with the dear love I bear for fair Anne Page, who mutually hath answered my affection, so far forth as herself might be her chooser. Even to my wish, I have a letter from her of such contents as you will wonder at, the mirth whereof so larded with my matter, that neither singly can be manifested without the show of both. Fat Falstaff hath a great scene, the image of the jest I'll show you here at large. Hark, good mine host. Tonight at Hurn's Oak, just twixt 12 and 1, must my sweet Nan present the fairy queen. The purpose why is here, in which disguise, while others jest are something rank of on foot, her father hath commanded her to slip away with Slender, and with him to Eton, immediately to marry. She hath consented. Now, sir, her mother, ever strong against that match, and firm for Dr. CAIUS, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle her away, while other sports are tasking of their minds. And at the deanery, where a priest attends, straight marry her. To this her mother's plot, she seemingly obedient, likewise hath made promise to the doctor. Now thus it rests. Her father means she shall be in all white, and in that habit, when Slender sees his time, to take her by the hand and bid her go. She shall go with him, her mother hath intended, the better to denote her to the doctor, for they must all be masked and vizarded. The quaint in green she shall be loose enrobed, with ribbons pendant flaring about her head. And when the doctor spies his vantage ripe, to pinch her by the hand, and on that token the maid hath given consent to go with him.
Which means she to deceive, father or mother?
Both, my good host, to go along with me. And here it rests, that you'll procure the vicar to stand for me at church twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying, to give our hearts united ceremony.
Well, husband your device. All to the vicar. Bring you the maid, you shall not lack a priest.
So shall I evermore be bound to thee. Besides, I'll make a present recompense.
Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Sir John Falstaff and Mistress Quickly.
Prithee, no more prattling. Go. I'll hold. This is the third time. I hope good luck lies in odd numbers. Away. Go. They say there's divinity in odd numbers, either in nativity or chance or death. Away.
I'll provide you a chain, and I'll do what I can to get you a pair of horns. Oh.
Away, I say, time wears. Hold up your head and mitts. How now, Master Brooke? Master Brooke, the matter will be known tonight or never. Be you in the park around midnight at Hermes Oak, and you shall see wonders.
Well, went you not to her yesterday, as you told me you had appointed?
I went to her, Master Brooke, as you see, like a poor old man, but I came from her, Master Brooke, like a poor old woman. That same knave Ford, her husband, has the finest mad devil of jealousy in him, Master Brooke, that ever governed frenzy. And I will tell you, he beat me grievously in the shape of a woman, for in the shape of man, Master Brooke, I fear not Goliath with a weaver's beam, because I know also life is a shuttle. I am in haste. Go along with me. I'll tell you all, Master Brooke. Since I plucked geese, played truant, and whipped top, I know not what 'twas to be beaten till lately. Follow me. I'll tell you strange things of this knave Ford, on whom tonight I will be revenged, and I will deliver his wife into your hand. Follow. Strange things in hand, Master Brooke. Follow.
I think that's my golf club.
Act 5, Scene 2. Enter Page, shallow and slender.
Come, come. We'll couch in the castle, ditch till we see the light of our fairies. Remember, son Slender,
Aye, forsooth, I have spoke with her, and we have a nayward how to know one another. I come to her in white and cry, Mom. She cries, budget, and by that we know each other.
That's good too, but what needs either your mum or your budget? The white will decipher her well enough. It hath struck 10 o'clock.
The night is dark. Light and spirits will become it well. Heaven prosper our sport. No man means evil but the devil, and we shall know him by his horns. Let's away. Follow me.
Scene 3. Enter Mistress Page, Mistress Ford, and Dr. CAIUS.
Master Doctor, my daughter is in green. When you see your time, take her by the hand, away with her to the deanery, and dispatch it quickly. Go before into the park. We must two go together.
I know what I have to do. I do.
Fare you well, sir. My husband will not rejoice so much at the abuse of Falstaff as he will chafe at the doctor's marrying my daughter. But 'tis no matter. Better a little chiding than a great deal of heartbreak.
Where is Nan now, and her troop of fairies, and the Welsh devil HUGH?
They are all couched in a pit hard by Hurn's oak, with obscured lights, which at the very instant of Falstaff's and our meeting, they will at once display to the night.
That cannot choose but amaze him.
If he be not amazed, he will be mocked. If he be amazed, he will every way be mocked.
We'll betray him finely.
Against such lewdsters and their lechery, those that betray them do no treachery.
The hour draws on. To the oak, to the oak.
Scene 4. Enter Sir Hugh Evans and boys disguised like him as fairies.
Tribes, fairies, come and remember your part. Be pulled, I pray you. Follow me into the pit, and I'll give the watchwords. Do as I bid you. Come, tribes.
Act 5, Scene 5. Enter Sir John FALSTAFF wearing a buck's head.
The Windsor bell hath struck 12. The minute draws on. Now the hot-blooded gods assist me. Remember, Jove, thou wast a bull for thy Europa. Love set on thy horns. Oh, powerful love, that in some respects makes a beast a man, and in other a man a beast. You were also Jupiter, a swan for the love of Leda. Oh, omnipotent love, how near the gods drew to the complexion of a goose. A fault done first in the form of a beast, O Jove, a beastly fault. And then another fault in the semblance of a fowl. I think on it, Jove, a foul fault. When gods have hot backs, what shall poor men do? For me, I am here a Windsor stag, and the fattest, I think, in the forest. Send me a cool rut time, Jove, or who can blame me to piss my tallow? Who comes here? My doe?
Sir John, art thou there, my dear, my male dear?
my dough with the black scut. Let the sky rain potatoes. Let it thunder to the tune of green sleeves. Hail kissing comfits and snow and goes. Let there come a tempest of provocation. I will shelter me here.
Mistress Page has come with me, sweetheart.
Divide me like a bribed buck, each a haunch. I will keep my sides to myself, my shoulders for the fellow of this walk, and my horns I bequeath to your husbands. I am a woodsman, huh? Speak I like Hermie the hunter? Why now is Cupid a child of conscience? He makes a restitution. As I am a true spirit, welcome.
Alas, what noise?
Heaven forgive our sins.
What should this be?
Away, away,
away!
I think the devil will not have me damned, lest the oil that's in me should set hell on fire. He would never cross me thus.
Fairies, black, gray, green, and white, you moonshine revelers and shades of night, you orphan heirs of fixed destiny, attend your office and your quality. Crier, hobgoblin, make the fairy oys.
Elves, list your names. Silence to Aeroto. Cricket to Windsor chimney, shalt thou leap where fires thou find break, handsome slab, blah, 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 blah. Their prince amazed, blue filbury, are radiant clean, hates sluts and fluttery.
Sluts and sluttery. Oh.
They are fairies. He that speaks to them shall die. I'll wink and couch. No man their works must I.
Horsebeard, courtier, where you find a maid that ere she sleeps has thrice her prayers said. Raise up the organs of her fantasy. Sleep as she sounds as careless infancy. Where those are asleep and think not on their sins, pinch them, arms, legs, backs, shoulders, sides.
About. Search Windsor Castle, elves within and out. Strew good luck oft on every sacred room, that it may stand till the perpetual doom, in state as wholesome as in state 'tis fit, worthy the owner and the owner it. The several chairs of order look you scour, with juice of balm in every precious flower, each fair installment coat and several crest, with loyal blazon evermore be blessed, and nightly meadow fairies look you sing, like to the garter's compass in a ring. The expressure that it bears, green let it be, more fertile fresh than all the field to see, and honey so it qui mal pence right, in emerald tufts, flowers, purple, blue, and white, like sapphire, pearl, and rich embroidery, buckled below fair knighthood's bending knee. Fairies use flowers for their charactery. Away, disperse, but till 'tis 1 o'clock, our dance of custom round about the oak of Hurn the hunter let us not forget.
Pray you, lock hand in hand, yourselves in ord set, and 20 glowworms shall our lanterns be, to guide our measures round about the tree. But stay, I smell a man of Middle Earth.
Heaven defend me from that Welsh fairy, lest he transform me to a piece of cheese. Pistol!
Thou worm, thou wast overlooked even in thy birth.
With trial fire, touch me his finger end. If he be chaste, the flame will back descend and turn him to no pain. But if he start, it is the flesh of a corrupted heart.
A trial! Come, come!
Come, will this wood take fire?
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Corrupt and tainted in desire. About him there is sing a scornful rhyme, and as you trip, still pinch him to your time. Here they pinch him and sing about him, and Dr. CAIUS. Oh, that's not actually a song. I'm sorry. That's a stage direction.
I am pinching him. Okay.
Fire sinful fantasy.
Fire on lust and luxury. Lust is but a bloody fire kindled with chaste desire. Fed and hard whose flames aspire, as thoughts do blow them higher and higher. Pinch him, fairies, mutually. Pinch him for his villainy. Pinch him and burn him and turn him about till candles are lit and moonshine be out.
Nay, do not fly. I think we have watched you now. Will none but Hurn the hunter serve your turn?
I pray you, come, hold up the jest no higher. Now, Sir John, how like you your Windsor wives? See you these husbands? Do not these fair yokes become the forest better than the town?
Now, sir, who's a cuckold now? Master Brooke, Falstaff's a knave, a cuckoldly knave. Here are his horns, Master Brooke. And, Master Brooke, he hath enjoyed nothing of Ford's but his buck basket, his cudgel, and 20 pounds of money, which must be paid to Master Brooke. His horses are arrested for it, Master Brooke.
Sir John, we have had ill luck. We could never meet. I will never take you for my love again. But I will always count you my dear.
I do begin to perceive that I am made an ass.
Aye, and an ox too, both the proofs are extant.
And these are not fairies. I was 3 or 4 times in the thought that they were not fairies, and yet in the guiltiness of my mind, the sudden surprise of my powers drove the grossness of the foppery into a received belief, in despite of the teeth of all the rhyme and reason that they were fairies. See now how wit may be made a jack of lint when 'tis upon ill employment.
Sir John Falstaff, forgot and leave your desires, and fairies will not pinch you.
Well said, Fairy Hugh.
And leave your jealousies too, I pray you.
I will never mistrust my wife again till thou art able to woo her in good English.
Have I laid my brain in the sun and dried it, that it once mattered to prevent so gross overreaching as thus? Am I ridden with a Welsh goat too? Shall I have a coxcomb of frieze? This time I were choked with a piece of toasted cheese.
Cease is not good to give porter. Your belly is all putter.
Seize and putter. Have I lived to stand at the taunt of one that makes fritters of English? This is enough to be the decay of lust and light walking through the realm.
Why, Sir John, do you think, though we would have thrust virtue out of our hearts by the head and shoulders, and have given ourselves without scruple to hell, that ever the devil could have made you our delight?
What, a hodge pudding? A bag of flax?
A puffed man?
Oh, withered and of an intolerable contrite.
And one that is slanderous as Satan?
And as poor as Job?
And as wicked as his wife?
And given to fornications, and to taverns, and sack, and wine, and meligans, and to drinking, and swearing, and staring, pribbles, and parables.
Well, I am your theme. You have the start of me. I am dejected. I am not able to answer the Welsh flannel. Ignorance itself is a plummet o'er me. Use me as you will.
Marry, sir, we'll bring you to Windsor to one Master Brooke, that you have cozened out of money, to whom you should have been a pander. Over and above that, you have suffered. I think to repay that, money will be a biting affliction.
Yet be cheerful, knight. Thou shalt eat a posset tonight at my house, where I will desire thee to laugh at my wife, that now laughs at thee. Tell her, Master Slender hath married her daughter.
Doctors doubt that. If Anne Page be my daughter, she is by this Dr. CAIUS's wife.
Whoa, ho, ho, Father Page.
Son, how now? How now, son? Have you dispatched?
Dispatched? I'll make the best in Gloucestershire know on it, would I were hanged law else.
What, son?
I came yonder at Eton to marry Mistress Anne Page, and she's a great lubberly boy. If it had been not in the church, I would have swinged him, or he should have swinged me. I did not think it had been Anne Page, what I might never stir. 'Tis a postmaster's boy.
Upon my life, then you took me wrong. Took the wrong.
What need you tell me that? I think so when I took a boy for a girl. If I had been married to him for all he was in woman's apparel, I would not have had him.
Why, this is your own folly. Did not I tell you how you should know my daughter by her garments?
I went to her in white and cried, Mom, and she cried, Budget, as Anne and I had appointed, and yet it was not Anne, but a postmaster's boy.
Good George, be not angry. I knew of your purpose and turned my daughter into green. And indeed, she is now with the doctor at the deanery, and they're married.
Where is Mistress Page? Backer. Where is Mistress Page? Backer, I am cousins. I have married un garçon, a boy, un paysan. Backer, a boy. It is not Anne Page. Backer, I am cousin.
Why? Did you take her in green?
My God, it is a boy. My God, it is on Windsor.
Oh, this is strange. Who hath got the right Anne?
My heart misgives me. Here comes Master Fenton. How now, Master Fenton?
Pardon, good father. Good my mother, pardon.
Now, mistress, how chance you went not with Master Slender?
Why went you not with Master Doctor Maid?
You amaze her. Hear the truth of it. You would have married her most shamefully, where there was no proportion held in love. The truth is, she and I, long since contracted, are now so sure that nothing can dissolve us. The offense is wholly that she hath committed, and this deceit loses the name of craft, of disobedience, or unduteous title, since therein she doth evitate? Since therein she doth evitate and shun 1,000 irreligious cursed hours, which forced marriage would have brought upon her.
Stand not amazed. Here is no remedy. In love, the heavens themselves do guide the state. Money buys lands, and wives are sold by fate.
I am glad, though you have taken a special stand to strike at me, that your arrow hath blanched.
Well, what remedy? Fenton, heaven give thee joy. What cannot be eschewed must be embraced.
When night dogs run, all sorts of deer are chased.
Well, I will muse no further. Master Fenton, heaven give you many, many merry days. Good husband, let us everyone go home and left this sport over by a country fire. Sir John and all.
Let it be so. Sir John, to Master Brooke you yet shall hold your word, for he tonight shall lie with Mistress Ford.
Hey-o!
Thanks, guys. That was great. So fun.
Yay.
Great work, guys.
Thank you, everyone. That was fantastic.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Stop the recording.